Hey, Ve-
Greetings and salutations, friends, and welcome back. I apologize for the long-winded intro, but we had some technical things to do. Some of you are aware that we're now broadcasting live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, Odyssey, and Rumble all at once. And there was a problem with one of the streams. It looks like we have fixed that, and we are good to go for another exciting adventure. So some of you, many of you actually, have asked me to look into this story, and that would be the story of Elizabeth April. Among other things, she claims to be a psychic. She has knowledge of everyone's past lives. She can communicate with angels, people's dead relatives, apparently, aliens, including the Greys, the Pleiadians, the Arcturians, and more. And she can also communicate somehow with a mothership from the Galactic Federation of Light. She's also a remote viewer, an alien contactee, alien abductee, and much, much more. I don't know where to begin with this girl, except to say that it's safe to say that we have reached the age of the influencer garbage peddler. And we have seen this before. People like Sarah R. Adams, another girl with who claims to have superpowers, much like tonight's subject. And they use social media, including, TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, to sell things. But when we look into some of them, it becomes very obvious very quickly that they're here to sell us something. And I always have a problem with this. I have a problem with this girl, and we're going to get into it. I have a huge problem here because let's say, look, let's just set aside all skepticism and say, okay, so she's really communicating with the mothership from the Galactic Federation of Light. A whole bunch of different alien species have a mothership somewhere. She's communicating with that mothership. I wonder how the aliens would feel about her selling those communications for $11.11, because that's exactly what she's doing. She's telling people that she's communicating with a mothership from the Galactic Federation of Light and communicating with all these aliens, and then she's selling that information. huge problem right off the bat. I don't understand why a super advanced race of extraterrestrial aliens would decide, let's contact this California crystal hippie bitch and help her sell our message to humanity for $11.11. Oh, by the way, she can also channel aliens, so there's that. But I'm always a little hesitant, friends, to myself figure out what the superpowers are. This girl's got a lot of superpowers, and I think it's probably best if we let her tell you all about her superpowers. So we're going to put my fair use banner up. This is a transformative work. We're educating the public. We're critiquing the video that we are sharing. And certainly if this girl is really communicating with advanced extraterrestrial beings and an alien mothership, this would be newsworthy and worthy of discussion, critique, and reporting. So this is certainly allowable under fair use by law. And just a fair warning, because this is the first time we have looked into this girl and done a public show or broadcast on her. A lot of these people like to copyright claim or copyright strike falsely when you are covering them, let's just say not in a glowing positive review of their fake superpowers or whatever. So just a fair warning to anyone who would seek to falsely copyright strike us here. I am a fervent supporter of fair use. We do it all the time here. And we have incredibly good lawyer letters standing by. So should anybody try to falsely copyright claim us for using material to cover tonight's subject, we have very, very good lawyers standing by. And I'm 17 for 17. 17 times someone has tried to, I think it's 17 now, I kind of lose track. 17 times someone has tried to falsely copyright strike us when we were covering them in, let's just say, a not so flattering light. They decide to falsely copyright strike us. We win every time. We have excellent lawyer letters. Those lawyer letters are standing by, and we will defend our right to free speech and freedom of expression and fair use with all means at our disposal. So, and besides, we are sharing this from her public website. So this is Elizabeth April, and we're going to have her tell you about her superpowers. This is from her website, the recent media highlights. And one of the guests in one of her recent podcast appearances asked her about her superpowers. And I thought, well, that's great, because why should I tell everybody about her superpowers if we could just have her explain all of her superpowers? Let's get into it, friends.
Okay. I was born with clairvoyant abilities, so a lot of extrasensory stuff, the ability to see chakras and auras, and I was even talking to interdimensionals, and I didn't realize I was tapping into past life energy and teaching my friend at 6 years old how to levitate. And I think a lot of star seeds, I think a lot of old souls go through this phase of anxiety, depression, really trying to find their own truth.
I have a problem right off the bat. She's just said that at 6 years old, she was teaching her friend to levitate. Surely her superpowers have progressed since then. And if she could teach somebody at 6 years old to levitate, then perhaps she could teach all of us to levitate, or give us a demonstration of her herself levitating. After all, if you can teach someone to display paranormal abilities, you must have that paranormal ability yourself, right?
And find themselves.
We are joined by Elizabeth April, who also calls herself a spiritual teacher and a UFO expert.
Oh, she's also a UFO expert. And by the way, I am blown away by her ability to get on to local television stations. It seems to be part of what she does is somehow get herself booked on local television stations. Here she is in Chicago. Must have been a slow news day.
Elizabeth, so nice to have you. You have so many titles. You've got this huge following on social media.
Gratitude in general will raise your vibration and allow you to open your third eye and connect to past lifetimes and step back into your psychic abilities, because I truly believe that we are all psychic.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's enough. I just wanted her to tell you about her superpowers, but there's more. There's a lot more superpowers. One of her superpowers is the ability to communicate with dead people. And this is commonly called being a medium. So she is doing something that I find deplorable personally, but everybody has their own. Everybody is free, I suppose, to determine what is immoral and what is not immoral, right? Like, yeah. Here's what I can tell you. If someone comes to you as a customer and a client and you're supposed to be a psychic, and you for money will communicate with their dead relatives, I am sorry, but I have studied probably over 100 psychic mediums and evaluated their claims and the things that they would tell clients. I have not found anyone that I was at all, not even a little bit convinced we're actually speaking to someone's dead relatives. So this becomes extremely problematic, at least for me. So I have a problem with people taking money from people to communicate with their dead relatives. So right off the bat, I find this girl doing exactly that. She's communicating with people's dead relatives. Again, we're going to cite fair use. This is a transformative work. We're educating the public about this super powered girl that has all these superpowers, including the ability to talk to the dead. And by the way, we'll get into that next. I don't want to get ahead of myself. There's so much. There's just so much here. Okay. Live psychic readings with Elizabeth April. So she does a sort of live stream where she does psychic readings. By the way, I listened to 12 hours or so of her doing psychic readings, so you don't have to. And I can tell you something with a 100, in my mind, it is 100% certain to me that she uses the same techniques that all fake psychics use, which is cold reading. They throw out a lot of generalized statements. And also a common technique among psychics is to attribute to people's personalities good traits. Like during a psychic reading, you would say things like, you're a very trustworthy people. People come to you when they need help and they know that they can trust you. Isn't that right? And everybody goes, yeah, I am trustworthy. Like people aren't going to say, no, I'm a scumball. Nobody can trust me. They attribute very positive traits to the people they're giving these psychic readings to. People lap it up. Oh yeah, I'm definitely a trustworthy person. Or they'll tell you you're a very honest person. So honest, in fact, that sometimes being that honest gets you in trouble, doesn't it? Well, we've all been in trouble for being a little too honest sometimes. These are tried and true fake psychic methods. And in fact, I would challenge Elizabeth April to a psychic reading contest where we will take, let's say, 25 volunteers, and Elizabeth April can give them a psychic reading, and then I will give them a psychic reading, and then we will make all 25 participants of this experiment rate who was more psychic, me or Elizabeth April. And, this is kind of hard to quantify, but I'm telling you, I could beat her 100%. She is actually a very poor cold reader. She is young and inexperienced. It's obvious to me that she learned cold reading somewhere along the way, but she doesn't do it well. I have evaluated probably 150 or 200 psychics that use this method called cold reading. And I would place her at the very bottom of all the psychics that I have ever investigated. Some of them were very, very manipulative, cunning, and skilled at the art of cold reading. Elizabeth April, unfortunately for her, is not one of those people. She's very weak in this method and all but guessing and floundering around quite a lot. And she does a lot of things that psychics aren't supposed to do, like ask a lot of questions. And another thing I noticed during my evaluation of her so-called psychic superpowers is that she routinely blames the person being read for why the information is not valid. We have seen examples of other psychics that do this. They will say, well, maybe it doesn't mean something to you right now, but it will later. Just remember what I said. Or she blames her failure to get hits. For those unaware, when a psychic is giving fake psychic readings and they use things like cold reading, they are trying to get hits. I've previously mentioned, as in saying to somebody, you're a very honest person. Sometimes that gets you in trouble. If the person says yes, that's a hit. You were right psychically with your superpowers. And they do that over and over again. Elizabeth April gets a lot of misses. And when she misses enough, it appears to me from evaluating her so-called psychic readings that she gets frustrated and almost angry and blames the person who she's giving the psychic reading to, often using an excuse like, well, that applies to a previous life. Convenient excuse, oh, your psychic reading was totally wrong. Well, that wasn't about this life. That was about your previous life. But we're going to share this psychic reading where she talks to someone's dead relative, which I find too much. I find way too much. But, you know, let me know in the comments, do you think it is moral or ethical to take money from people to communicate with their dead relatives and tell them what their dead relatives are saying? Am I, too harsh on this aspect of the New Age community? Should people be legally or even morally or ethically able to, I believe, pretend to communicate with people's dead relatives for money? I often use this example. If you come to me and say, Stephen, I want you to cut my grass. My lawn's getting too high. My lawnmower broke. I need you to cut the grass for me. And I take your money. Let's say I take $100 from you. But then instead of actually cutting your grass, I just pretend to. Would you be upset with me for not providing the actual or real service you are paying for? And the problem with these psychics and these mediums is not a single one on planet Earth that claims to communicate with people's dead relatives have ever in the history of humanity proven that they were really communicating with somebody's dead relatives. Now, I'm sure there may be isolated cases where people thought there was proof of that. Send it to me, truthseekershow@gmail.com. I'll look into it. But I have been studying these people for half my life. And so far, I have not found a single one who could prove they were actually speaking to people's dead relatives. And it's a lot like they can't prove that they're aligning your chakras for the money that they take or balancing your aura for the money that they take. It's great. This is a great business because you can just take people's money, pretend to provide a service that you can't even, literally, you cannot prove that you actually did anything for that money. And you get to keep the money. So she's doing these live psychic readings where it's a lottery system and all of her believers line up and they hope that they get picked. And this girl happened to get picked. And by the way, before the clip we'll be playing, she said, oh yeah, I had a psychic feeling you were going to pick me today, Elizabeth April. And of course, Elizabeth April said, I knew that I would pick you. You know, it's just, this is so comical. All right, let's get into it. Live psychic readings with Elizabeth April. And there's nothing that says mysterious and superpowers like doing Zoom psychic sessions, right?
Yeah, no, my mom passed away. I'm 29. So she passed away when I was 22 from cancer, stage 4 breast cancer. And she was diagnosed when I was 10, a single parent. So like my dad was never involved in my life. So it was like my whole world. She was like my world. So from 10 years old on, I just was kind of like waiting. Like, yeah, she's not going to be with me one day, trying to make peace with that, but just like eating a lot of it, not being able to digest those emotions. And yeah, so
so then let me ask you, right now in your life, right? There's a big change that's happening in you energetically. What is it like? Is it like you're finally finding your footing in life? Like where's the conclusion that's happening with the trauma of your mom passing right now?
I don't understand why she has to ask. She's supposed to know these things, right? She's supposed to have psychic superpowers, and she's a remote viewer, and she's talking to angels and advanced Octorian aliens. Shouldn't she know these things? That's why I'm rating her so low on the list of fake psychics that I have looked into, because, man, a good psychic won't ask all kinds of questions. And I found that through most of the readings she gives, she keeps asking questions. And also, did you catch that moment where this girl, Jessica, who's getting the psychic reading, mentioned that for a long time she was bracing herself for her mother's passing? Elizabeth April also, in my analysis of her psychic readings, is the worst listener that I've ever heard or seen in a psychic, because this girl just said that she was bracing herself for a long time to prepare herself for her mother's passing. And we'll see that in a little further along in this reading, Elizabeth April says, your mom passed away super quick, right? Like, she didn't even listen to the girl. It's amazing.
How does that kind of tie in?
I don't know. I feel like I don't really think about it much, honestly. And I'm not sure if that's like dissociation, but I feel like, I don't know, when I think about it, nothing really comes up for me much. Okay. I had a lot of like dark energy around me growing up. Like, my sister was a heroin addict. I never really had much support. And so finding my footing has been really hard. I'm also a therapist. So I'm like, and I struggle with like compulsive, like addictive behaviors myself.
Okay.
So I feel more liberated than I ever have in my life, where like my spiritual connection, I feel like, is getting stronger.
Exactly, Becky.
And I'm just learning more about myself, and I'm really just trying to find that gap between my thoughts and stay there and just really like increase that awareness and stillness within myself.
I'm not going to read it, but I agree with you, Tora.
A struggle.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Okay. Beautiful. Yeah. There's a huge transition that's happening, and I'll go into that a little bit deeper. What is your mother's first name?
Gina.
And again, shouldn't she know her mother's first name, because she can communicate with dead relatives, right? She should just call to the spirit world. Mother of Jessica, please come here and tell me your name. They never do that. She has to ask her name. And also, sometimes it appears that Elizabeth April does listen. This girl just said, my mother just passed away. Oh, there's a huge life change you're experiencing right now. Well, the passing of a primary parent is always a huge life change. Anybody within the sound of my voice, you guys here in the audience, what did you experience when your mother or your father passed away? You experienced a huge life change. And for her to sit there and pretend like she's a psychic, and because she can tell her she's having a huge life change, it's kind of comical and laughable.
Okay. And it was just you and your sister, or did you have any other siblings?
Again, why doesn't she know?
Okay. All right. Let's take a look here.
Okay.
Why doesn't she ask her dead mother when she communicates with her in the spirit world? Did Jessica have any sisters, if she's really talking to her dead mother? Is it possibly because she's not talking to anybody but figments of her imagination? Very dramatic, though. She's in a psychic trance now. And now she's going to start talking to her.
Yeah. Okay.
She's talking to somebody's dead relative. Yeah, right.
Okay. Perfect. Great. So I wasn't sure if we needed to talk about like present energies or past lifetimes or just bring through your mom. And it's cool because they all got wrapped into one. So your mom's here. She's like, I'm here. I've always been here, you know, and I want to confirm that when she passed, she crossed over right away. She's got a very strong angelic connection.
Again, what a terrible psychic this girl is. This girl, Jessica, told you that she had prepared for her long time for her mother's passing, meaning that her mother was suffering from cancer for a long time. That's not passing over quickly. That's suffering and dying slowly, Elizabeth April. You should listen to your clients a little more carefully when you're giving these fake psychic readings. This is why I rated this girl, Elizabeth April, so terrible on the scale of fake psychics. I'm telling you, she is the worst of the fake psychics. And I hate to give her some props, but I will say this publicly. Sarah R. Adams is a much better fake psychic than this girl. Sarah R. Adams is worlds above this girl as far as pretending to be a psychic. Worlds above her. This girl is terrible at this. I was shocked that she's so bad. She doesn't even listen to the client. And then she says statements that are counter to what the client already, it's called hot reading. Hot reading is when people give you information and you take that information and you just expand upon it. A good fake psychic would have said something like, I can see that your mother, she languished for a long time and suffered through her illnesses for a long time, and you were very concerned about her well-being while she was languishing for so long and being sick and you know, unable to do the things in life she wanted to, or something. You take a hot reading is when you take the information they give you. This is another psychic reading technique. You take the information the client gives you and you just probe in and expand on what they've already told you. And psychologically, the person being read just agrees with you because you're right, or very likely right?
So very connected to the angels. And I also think that she knew she was preparing for it for a while. So there was a sense in her of getting prepared and knowing that there was something else, not really knowing what it was, but she was ready for that. So that's really beautiful.
And isn't it interesting that all of these people who claim to be talking to dead relatives are also talking to angels? But anyone familiar with biblical scripture or history will tell you that according to Judeo-Christian belief, Jews and Christians and Muslims, all the Abrahamic religions believe that communicating with spirits of the dead is a sin. It is against God. Angels of God would not help you communicate with spirits of the dead because God himself forbade people. It's called necromancy. Speaking to the dead, communicating with the dead is against God, according to the Jews, the Christians, and the Muslims. So these people all claim that they're talking to angels. Some of them claim angels are helping them contact the spirits of the dead relatives. This makes no sense from a religious standpoint, but that doesn't stop them, does it?
It can be painful.
That's really good to hear because I thought her death was hard. Like she suffered a lot.
And she did.
I wasn't sure if she passed
now she
over.
Oh yeah, she tells her my mom suffered. Oh yeah, she did. Great psychic ability here. You didn't mention the suffering until the client brought it up.
We had I was like, I could see her getting stuck. But that's really, I'm really glad to hear that.
Yeah, she had enough angelic support, spirit guide support, and because she was sick for an extended period of time, it's not like it was a sudden car accident. You know what I mean? She's like, oh my goodness, where am I? She was thinking about those things. Now, so she's here. She's in a very good spirit. She's been watching your journey for quite some time. And she wanted to bring up a past lifetime. So there is a past lifetime here. And I just want to remind you, just by talking about the past life, we instantly clear it so that you can move forward. And now I understand what the sacral chakra and the purple energy and all of that's about, and the freedom too. So in this past life, just briefly, came through as a lot of visuals. Your sister was involved in that past lifetime. Your mother was involved in that past lifetime. And same sort of thing. Your father in that past life was just out of the picture. And he was from a very early age. It's almost like, I don't know if he ended up going off to like war at that time.
This is cringeworthy. And by the way, 100,000 views. But one of the things that I would question is, let's just think about this for a moment. You're communicating with your dead relative, or your dead relative, your dead mother is communicating through a psychic to you. And the first thing that she wants to communicate is stuff about your past lives. To me, that makes absolutely no sense. Wouldn't your mother or your dead relative, tell this psychic to tell you they love you, they miss you, that they are happy and in heaven or whatever? No, we go right to, you have to clear some trauma from your past life. This is nonsensical to me. And it's amazing that people buy this stuff to me. I just can't understand that people just accept that these people are really communicating with their dead relatives. Just the logic of this there's no logic here. I'm glad my mother is able to communicate with me through this psychic medium. And my mom, instead of communicating anything else, wants to tell me about my past life.
Or if he just left because he was overwhelmed. Either way, he was gone when you were probably 2 or 3 years old. And your sister
left my life now. Wow.
Same in this lifetime, yeah. And so when you were around 2, your sister was around 5 or 6.
Yeah, oh my God, that's exactly the age gap between us now.
Same. It's interesting how past lifetimes can be so similar.
She told her sister's age or earlier in the reading. So Elizabeth April repeats that same thing, but she's talking about the past life here. So I don't know how that's a hit, but apparently Jessica is gushing. Oh my God, you got it right.
Now, this was back in the day, like I want to say early 1600s, so kind of dark ages, medieval era type of thing, very simple type of life. And same thing, your mom she did her best to keep it all together. Basically. And she was very kind, but very similar to this lifetime, she also got sick. And I think a big part of her getting sick was she gave a lot of herself, not just to her family, but to her community. She was a constant giver. You guys had next to nothing growing up, and yet she would give the clothes off her back to anyone who needed it.
Yeah.
And I mean, once again, so amazing, right? What an angel to this planet. But at the same time, she never knew the balance between.
Yeah, and just like I mentioned before, Elizabeth April is right now ascribing very positive traits to this girl, Jessica's mother. Oh, your mother was very, very generous. Who's going to say no to that? You're just going to go, yeah, my mom was generous. What if your mom was a stingy, Scrooge? Would you go, no, my mom wasn't generous, she was stingy as all hell? No, most people are just going to accept those positive traits that the psychic is attributing either to them or to their dead relatives. And that's one way that these people convince people that they are getting real information, right? Oh yeah, my mom, yeah, she was generous.
Between what she needed. And you never learned that from her, balance.
Yeah.
Likewise, your sister never learned that either. What ended up happening was your sister left at an early age, like I want to say like 14. She was out of there. And partly because your mom did get sick, and your sister, kind of similar to your dad, a little bit of this selfish energy of like, yeah, this is too much for me. I'm out. Like, I can't, there's too much going on. She's like, I don't want to be a mother to you, to my sister, my younger sister.
And again, she's telling her about a past life in which her mother, her father, and her sister were also in that past life with her. I don't even know what to say to that. But then she's telling her all this stuff about the past life. Like, how are you going to say no to that? This is a very safe way to pretend that you're getting some kind of psychic information. Trust me, dude, you had this past life, and this is what happened to you during that past life. And this poor girl, Jessica, who thinks she's communicating with her dead mother, or that her dead mother is communicating through Elizabeth, is just nodding and accepting all this information about a past life. And of course, the psychic doesn't have to prove anything.
And she's like, I don't want to be a mother to my mother, so I'm gone. And what's interesting is your sister would come back, and a lot of, back then, it wasn't necessarily drugs, but it was a lot of alcohol, and just like, she was living on the streets, and she would come back, but usually only to like steal things or like things that she needed. And your mom every single time would forgive her and bring her.
By the way, earlier in the conversation, this Jessica told Elizabeth April that her sister was a heroin addict. So now Elizabeth April is just repeating that kind of information back to her, but applying it to a past life. Oh, you know, your sister, that heroin addict? Well, in a past life, there wasn't a lot of drugs around, but she was a boozer and a thief, much like a drug addict might be an addict and a thief and come into your house and steal things. This is how she's getting hits with this girl.
Her back in, and which is love.
Again, this is hot reading. She's repeating back information that the client already gave her, but she's applying it to a past life. And this is a very weak technique. Very, very weak.
That she was back and that she was safe and she knew where she was. But it was just drama and overwhelming, and it was never stable, and it was like endlessly forgiving, and there wasn't any like healthy consequences. Like, so you also grew up at a young age observing all of that, of like, it just wasn't a good balance, right? And the parenting dynamic wasn't there. And then the other thing too that happened was, because your mom got sick, and so in that lifetime, it was like she was bedridden, and she would constantly, a lot of like throat stuff, so coughing a lot, and like a lot of like hot sweats, and like you basically had to be by her side, or I mean, she was a wounded dog, like, you know, you had to take care of her. There was no one else to do that.
And again, I think that she is just taking the information that Jessica already provided to her and applying it to a past life. Certainly, the eldest daughter in a family will take care of their mother while their mother is dying of cancer. So this Jessica is nodding, perhaps recounting her own current life, real experience of being a caretaker for her dying mother. But this Elizabeth April is somehow applying it to a previous life, but still getting a hit with Jessica, because Jessica is conflating things that happened in her real life with this fantasy previous life that Elizabeth April is describing to her, that just so happens to mirror her current and real life.
And she got sick once again because the overgiving, and then you became her caretaker and her mother in so many ways, and she hated that, but you were there for her, and it's almost like she had to learn in her lifetime, and maybe she didn't learn it in that lifetime because she came back around to do it again, surrender, right? And how to allow someone to take care of her. And then you stepped into that caretaker role, and here's the problem in all of that, and the fact that it's repeated again. And here is what you are breaking free of right now, like literally in this moment, is a sacrifice, okay? Overgiving, all right? Yeah. And so because you became that, and of course you're a therapist, so there you go, right? It's like you're called to do what your mom did, but it's the healthy boundaries. And I wanna let you know that anytime, and you already know this, so I'm gonna remind you, anytime you are out of healthy boundaries, okay? Anytime you're overgiving, which is a lot of the time.
Yeah. Again, she is ascribing very positive attributes to the client. You're so generous, you overgive, and that could be detrimental to you because you just give everything you have and you don't take care of yourself. These are all positive traits she's ascribing to the client, and the client is eating it up. Yeah, I do too much for some people, and I overgive. Sure.
You will fall into the addictive tendencies of the over consuming of whatever it is. Yeah. Because you feel like you've given too much of yourself and you've got nothing left. So it's like, I'm going to do this to the to the extra extent because I feel like I'm not actually providing for myself. So I'm going to go, to the next level on whatever it is to find balance. So just know that anytime you're imbalanced, you overdo it in other ways to try and find balance. But as you know, that's not the appropriate way to go.
Yeah, and it's interesting to me that this woman, Jessica, is herself a counselor, and she's going to a psychic and getting counseled. This certainly sounds like a counseling session or something that a psychiatrist or a psychologist would tell you about a problem you're having. The problem is that the psychics invent the problem, look to the client who nods, you overgive, don't you? The client nods, then they expand on that point because they got a hit.
And I want to let you know something else too. So, and this happens rarely, but it's happening in this case. Your mom still had a really hard time with healthy boundaries in this lifetime and giving back to herself. And this is part of the reason why she struggled so much and took that exit point. And so right now your mom is, yes, your spirit guide, and yes, she's over on the other side, but she is learning so much from you because you are breaking those karmic and ancestral ties. And so she's observing you and saying, wow, I'm learning so much.
And again, here the fake psychic is essentially filling this Jessica with all these wonderful feelings. Your mother is so proud of you. She's learning so much from you. And you see that this poor girl, Jessica, is thinking that this is coming from her mother, is getting very emotional.
And then she's observing your sister and saying, wow, this is what unhealthy, imbalanced behavior looks like.
And again, the client already told Elizabeth at the beginning of their conversation that her sister was a heroin addict and a junkie. So Elizabeth April is saying the mother's very proud of Jessica, but not so proud of the sister, the junkie. And this again is a hit, a hot reading. Just repeat it back to, she is repeating back information that Jessica has already given her.
So talk about the extremes of two different paths in the road, right? Yeah. And so your sister is replaying a lot of what she had in that past lifetime. Your mother replayed a lot of what she was going through in that past lifetime. Your mother's now able to learn and complete that so she doesn't have to relive it again from you, because you are completing that. You are not repeating cycles. You did repeat cycles, but you're ending that now, right? Oh, it's funny. Your guides were just bringing up Saturn return. Of course, you just stepped into that. So like, hello, big transformations, right? And I want to say by 30, you're going to be in such a beautiful place of healthy dynamics, of checking in with yourself, of pausing to listen, of being aware of the signs and saying, whoa, 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 you're out of balance right now. What do you need? Hey, what's going on, Jessica? And doing that for you. Okay. And taking on less clients and saying, you know what, I'm going to take a week off and be okay with not making money for a week to do that. Yeah. All right. Yeah. And those kind of things. And like I said, your mom's rooting for you and she's aware of you. And then one more thing that comes up here as far as like next steps. The only other thing that's going to be, well, there might be a couple of challenges, but
yeah. Oh, you might be facing a couple of challenges in your near future. Again, these are generalized statements. This is part of the cold reading technique. Every person, if I said to you in the live chat, every one of you, if I said this to you as a psychic, in the coming months, you're going to be facing some new challenges. Would that be an accurate statement for you? Of course it would, because, life is challenging. Your car may break down. That's another thing. Often after a psychic reading like this, people will connect dots that don't exist. She said I would be facing challenges in the coming months. A month after she gave me a psychic reading, I got a flat tire or my car broke down. And that was very challenging. I had to get my car fixed. She was right. And they count on those really totally separate things somehow connecting in your mind.
As far as this lesson and the sacral chakra and the overgiving, with your sister, okay, be very aware of the same habit patterns that your mom was in with her and that you could fall into with her. All right.
And again, all of this is hot reading. She keeps harping on the sister because she knows that this poor girl's sister is a heroin addict and a junkie. So she's going to sound very knowledgeable as a psychic by continuing to probe down on the sister who she knows is a heroin addict. When you know somebody's sister is a heroin addict as a psychic, that is a gold mine, because you could say things like, you tried to help your sister, or you always try to protect her, but she wouldn't let you help her get help. And you'll be accurate in everything you're saying according to the client, because there are some common generalities here that all heroin addicts and drug addicts have in common that you can play off of. And that's what I believe she's doing here. So not only is Elizabeth April preying on this poor girl who recently lost her mother, claiming she's talking to her dead relative, she's giving her advice about her junkie sister, since Jessica was kind enough to let her know she's a junkie.
Right? Be very aware of healthy boundaries. And yeah, there might be guilt that comes up when you step in your power.
Everyone who grew up with an addict, whether an alcoholic or a drug addict or anything in their family, has guilt related to that. So again, more generalized statements, broad, sweeping statements that would apply to anyone.
But you're learning the lessons that your mom never learned. Okay. And that's really, really important. So that's just a point of awareness to bring up. And hopefully this is everything and more that you needed, that maybe you knew you needed or didn't need. Yeah. But I think this is really, really good and probably very empowering for everyone listening.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Like, seriously, thank you. I think I've just been avoiding looking at that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I just want to say one thing. I had my awakening when I was watching one of your videos, because I was always obsessed with aliens, but I was an atheist and I didn't believe in anything because of an ex. And then I watched one of your videos and you said something about like reincarnation, and you brought physics into it, which like I responded to that. And so I had an awakening in that moment while watching your video that we're eternal beings, and that like everything I didn't believe in was actually real and true. And so ever since, and that was 2 years ago. So you've been like that, my one like teacher, like that one I always return to. So thank you so much.
So Jessica is a big fan of hers, and that certainly helps. The believing brain, if somebody is going into this psychic reading completely predisposed to believe that this person truly has psychic abilities or is some sort of guru or teacher, they're not going to question the reading. They are going to agree with most or all of it. And that's very, very common. We have ice cream shots with a kind of generous $5. Says, hope all has been well, brother. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. Well, thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support of the show. It is much, much appreciated. And we thank all of our kind and generous benefactors. Let me check in and make sure that I have not missed anyone else's super chats. First one I happened to see, we'll try to read those out as they come in tonight. For those unaware, we're a viewer-supported show. We read every single super chat and thank everybody for their kindness, generosity, and support. One second here. Yep. Okay, so we didn't miss any. Tonight, I'm going to do things a little differently and actually read them as they come in. I'm monitoring the live chat on a separate monitor here. So happy to be with you. So I've got more to share with you about this fake psychic. One of the things that I noticed about this girl, Elizabeth April, is that she is an incredible pitch person. What do I mean? She's always selling something. If you watch 10 hours of her, half of the 10 hours is her trying to sell you something. And she makes a big deal about putting out free YouTube videos. However, her free YouTube videos are filled with buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my course, buy my book, buy my message, buy my channeling of this alien. I wanted to show you an example of her pitch work. Why am I so low in the frame here? There we go. So again, this is a transformative work. We're educating the public about this girl who claims to have superpowers. Yeah. So this is a video, how to prepare for 2023. And according to this fake psychic, Elizabeth April, how you prepare for 2023 is to buy all her crap. That's what you got to do. And Taurus, thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support of the show. It is much, much appreciated. And we want to thank all of you, kind and generous benefactors, for helping us to praise the cash, friends. 1 second. Let me find it here. Yeah. Thank you, Taurus, and thank all of you kind and generous people for helping us grow the show.
Praise the cash, praise the cash, praise the cash. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your generosity. Praise the cash, praise the cash, praise the cash.
Okay, and I want to thank Anthony from Unidentified S4 for those following along here. Anthony and Ron came to my cabin. Ron came to my cabin to fix my 3D printer, and then he snuck out early in the morning before he fixed it. So he didn't fix it, but but Anthony was very kind to our lovely cash clown here and gave him a big bag of Star Wars toys and books and comics and things. And so we want to thank Anthony from the Cash Clown. He lost his mind when he saw this big bag of Star Wars toys, and it was his favorite stuff, Mandalorian figures and all this kind of stuff. So thank you, Anthony. So apparently, according to fake psychic Elizabeth April, how you prepare for 2023 is that you got to buy her stuff. This video is titled How to Prepare for 2023, and she spends the first I think 10 minutes telling you how to buy her stuff, but let's get into it. Again, this is fair use. We're educating the public.
And it is just a huge thing that is meant to prepare you for the new year and really cut cords and release
This
the
is a course she's
energy of the
selling.
past. So definitely check that out. Cosmic Gateway event happening December 21st, right on the equinox, which is also a huge portal activation. And what's really awesome is it's Black Friday week, which all I know about Black Friday week is that it's a consumer holiday. And I get a shit ton of emails every single time this year. So, however, if you really have wanted to purchase a product or get a course, this is definitely the week to do it. We've got 40% off our entire store using the discount
40%
code
off.
Cosmic40, including the Galactic Federation event that's happening December 11th, and also including the Cosmic Gateway event that's happening December 21st. So why not buy these things now, get a huge discount on them, and then also take a look at some of our courses that maybe you wanted to buy but are too expensive.
Yeah, isn't it great that, salvation, this girl is like a bad televangelist, man. She is selling all kinds of crap, and you need to activate your chakras and balance your aura and buy her crap, but it's 40% off. So if you wanted to get your chakras aligned or your aura balanced, now's the time to do it for a discount rate, right? And I always say this: why would somebody that has got the gift of second sight or psychic ability be constantly hawking things? This girl is constantly, watch some of her videos, she's hawking things through half the video. It's amazing. And she is shameless in her promotion of crap she's selling. But it gets worse, because not only is she selling courses and messages from aliens that she channels for $11.11. I have a problem with that. So you're in contact with the mothership and they want you to contact them, and then they give you messages, and then they want you to sell those messages to stupid people on Earth for $11.11. This doesn't make any sense, but okay.
And then we also have a really awesome discount happening for the Galactic Federation apparel. So check that out. If you really
Yeah, the aliens told her to make t-shirts too, right? Well, she's an affiliate marketer for the t-shirt company. By the way, one thing that I have noticed about this girl is that she definitely reads multi-level marketing books, and we'll get more into that and the proof of that. shortly here.
Really wanted some GFL merch. It's not my company, but I'm an affiliate of them. And we've got 21% off of your whole purchase. So keep that in mind. And the discount code is EA2022.
Isn't it nice that this girl that has superpowers is giving everybody these big discounts coming up on Christmas? It's just so nice. Like, she's giving you a 20% discount to buy her bull.
EA2022 for 21% off the Galactic Federation apparel. And that's it. That's all my spam for today.
Yeah, 7 minutes and 18 seconds, right?
Let's just jump right into the predictions.
Oh, and by the way, she makes a whole bunch of predictions and she's wrong, at least on the older ones. This one was done recently, so I can't tell you she's wrong in all of her predictions here. But I have found examples of her being horribly wrong in a lot of other predictions. Not quite as bad as David Wilcock as far as predicting things that never happened, but pretty bad. All right, so we're going to go back to her. Let me close down a few things here. We're going to go back to her website because there's some very troubling things on her website that I wanted to share with you, my viewers. And see if I can. Do I have a phone? I think I had a phone. I have to find it. Damn it. All right. I do have the phone. Great. So we're going to get into some of the things she's selling, and the most troubling of which is the fake. I'm just going to say it. There's fake medical claims all over one thing that she's selling. But let's, So this one is a problem. But let's go to the home page first. I'm sorry about that. I jumped ahead. I jumped the gun. This is her homepage where we saw her talk about her superpowers. And again, this is fair use. But I just wanted to show you here. This is Galactic Federation of Light, right? And you get, look, 40% off the GFL November Summit recording. And we're going to see if we can see what that is. Yes, we can. Watch Elizabeth April channel the Galactic Federation of Light and their messages to humanity from the November 11th summit. The Galactic Federation of Light has a message for you. But apparently those aliens want you to pay $11.11. Elizabeth April will tap into the GFL and other interdimensional beings to share their important and urgent messages with humanity. This will include different species, the name of the being, and specific messages for the group. November messages. This is where it gets extremely, extremely troubling. Included in her November messages is, how do we heal from physical diseases? What diets should humans be eating to maintain a high vibration? What does the Galactic Federation of Light think about end-time prophecies? And will we experience something similar? What can we do individually to prepare for future timelines? What is the update on sex trafficking around the world? And I have noticed that this girl includes a lot of 17th letter of the alphabet conspiracies in a lot of her garbage that she peddles. Don't worry, your Galactic Federation purchases will be sent automatically to the email address used when placing the order, or from the My Download section of your account profile. Your Galactic Federation purchases will expire after 3 months because, these aliens, they got a very important message for you, right? And that message costs $11.11. And one might ask themselves, why would super advanced extraterrestrial aliens communicate with somebody on Earth and then tell them, you know what you should do? Look, this message for humanity is so important, but you can't give it away for free. you're going to need to charge everybody that wants to hear our alien messages $11.11. I have a tremendous problem with this. And I also have a tremendous problem with the fact that this girl can't stay in a lane. She's kind of like some of the others that we have looked into. Not quite as bad as Marina Sarin, the Nazi girl, or maybe not even as bad as Sarah R. Adams, fake psychic. But again, I will say that Sarah R. Adams is worlds above this girl in cold reading ability. And Sarah R. Adams also is, I wouldn't call Sarah Adams an expert in it, but Sarah R. Adams also uses neuro-linguistic programming in her readings. She also uses hypnotic induction techniques. Sarah R. Adams is a good, I hate to say it, but I will. I'll give her credit where it's due. Sarah R. Adams is a good fake psychic. And by good, I just mean that Sarah R. Adams is very skilled at the techniques that fake psychics use to convince people they have superpowers. This girl is terrible at it. And she's so transparent with the constant pitching and constant selling stuff. Like I said, she brags about doing free YouTube videos, but the first 10 minutes of many of her videos is buy my crap, buy my crap, buy my crap, buy some more of my crap. You're going to need more of my crap. There's a coming new year. How do you prepare for the new coming year? You got to buy my crap. All right. And we'll check out. And here's great. Here's what I love. This is the December GFL bundle. The Galactic Federation of Light has a message for you. And look, this is what I have a problem with. This is supposed to be the aliens' message for December 2022. It's still November. How does she know that she's going to talk to them aliens and get the message? This is a Zoom video call, and it's Sunday, December 11th at 1 p.m. So I guess she's already 100% sure that the aliens are going to show up and give her the messages that she's selling. This one was $22, but hey, it's Christmas. It's Black Friday week. So this message from the aliens is on sale this week. This is so stupid. She's got messages from aliens on sale. Elizabeth April will tap into the Galactic Federation of Light and other interdimensional beings to share their important and urgent messages to humanity. And those urgent and important messages from the aliens are currently on sale. Elizabeth, okay, so the December messages, how does she know what the messages will be? She's not taking the messages till December 11th, and she's not going to be communicating with them aliens until December 11th, but somehow she's already going to tell you what the messages are. So I kind of call bull on her talking to aliens on December 11th, but somehow knowing exactly what they're going to say. Is that because she's also psychic and has superpowers? Did she remote view this shit? None of this shit makes any sense. And the fact that she's got alien messages on sale before she's even received the alien messages to sell them to people is ridiculous. But here we are. Are we currently on track with our Earth contracts and prophecy? What is I love this vibration. These people are always talking about increasing your vibration. And anybody familiar with meditation or, Buddhism will tell you don't want to raise your vibration, not your mind, your brain waves. You want to lower them. Those are the best states for meditation. But, what do I know, right? And great. So for your $15.55, the aliens are going to help her check in with Gaia and see how she's doing. And then she's going to tell you what the best tool for star seeds are moving into 2023. And you got a collection also, right? You get a December Galactic Federation of Light. Why would a Galactic Federation of Light let her sell anything? Wouldn't they say, we'll give you these important messages for humanity, but you can't profit from them? I would think so. But what do I know? This girl's got alien messages on sale, okay? They're alien messages, and they're on sale because Christmas is coming. So buy your friend that likes aliens the message from the Galactic Federation of Light. This is absolutely ridiculous that she's got alien messages. She's selling alien messages and they're on sale this month. Great. But here is where things get disturbing. Because besides all the other crap that she's hawking, she is also, and I mentioned that she is a multi-level marketer. Kind of like Amway, but she sells other kinds of bull and BS. So again, this is all from her public website, and I don't know how this one is not too much. We've seen it before with some of these people. They go too far. Sarah R. Adams and others have gone way too far selling things like med sessions, right? Or making medical claims. And I want to be sure to preface this next part of the presentation with telling you that I'm not a lawyer and I'm not a law enforcement officer, but I am a good researcher. So the research that I have done indicates that you cannot make medical claims about products unless those products are FDA approved. In other words, the FDA has to look at your product and evaluate it and see, does it really do what you are saying it does in your ads, promotional material, and various claims that you are making. And here's where things get extremely problematic for one fake psychic, Elizabeth April, because she has a page with products that is filled with medical claims here. And by the way, this is a very problematic product from a company called Lightwave. And according to Elizabeth April's website, this helps activate your stem cells. Experience a new level of health and vitality that you have not experienced since you were in your youth. A historic breakthrough in affordable stem cell activation technology. And to my knowledge and research, there is no product that can, from transdermally, in other words, there's no product I am aware of that has been FDA studied or approved that you can put on your skin that will activate your stem cells. What does that even mean? Activate your stem cells. Your stem cells are activated. If they're alive, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. So these vague claims are one thing, right? The first product ever that is designed to activate your body's own stem cells. Experience a new level of vitality with improvements to your energy, sleep. Here's what we have. This is a problem. This is a huge problem. Experience a new level of vitality with improvements to your energy, sleep, reduction in pain, reduction in the appearance of lines and wrinkles, and the support of faster wound healing, just to name a few of the benefits. And my question to Elizabeth April, and by the way, I called someone who she lists here on this website that you're supposed to call with any questions. And when that person got done stuttering, they refused to answer the questions that I had, making some excuse about, I don't know, they were taking their daughter to a dance recital or something. But we're going to try to call them right now live on air after I'm finished showing you this. A recent major scientific breakthrough in stem cell technology activates your own stem cells and resets them to a younger, healthier state. So Elizabeth April is claiming that these transdermal patches, by that I mean patches you apply to your skin, activate your stem cells and resets them to a younger, healthier state. And by the way, this company does have some studies that they cite, but they're studies on things like animals. Somebody did a study on animals, and it's very vague. What they're doing is they're connecting dots that aren't here. They do not have studies that show that this product, in my opinion, activates your stem cells and resets them to a younger, healthier state. They have other studies that prove various things, but not the claims that they are making. And here's where it gets crazy. The sun story. When you are in the sun, the light from the sun signals the body to up vitamin D production in your body. We all know that. The X39 patch does not need the sun. We are 98.6 degrees on a cold day. We emit light and heat. The light we emit is reflected off the X39 patch back into the body. I'm sorry, but that's a BS claim. You're not reflecting light from the body. This is snake oil. And let me do this one more time and make sure that I have the audio shared, because there's some crazy, ridiculous claims here in this video.
Light, an ancient form of energy that goes back to the dawn of time. For us, it all begins with the sun, the source of light and life for our entire solar system. Even Einstein concluded that everything we're made of contains light. All life originates with the sun through photosynthesis. Plants and vegetation collect the light, and all living creatures emit light. Humans actually emit infrared light, which can be seen with night vision devices. We've known for centuries that light has many effects on the body. LifeWave's phototherapy patches use light to stimulate the body's natural healing systems, providing specific health benefits. Here's how the technology works.
I can't wait to call the FDA about the claims that this website is making or this video.
First, a patch is applied to specific points on the body. Where the patch covers the skin, infrared light emitted from the body is reflected back into the tissue. This stimulates the skin, which in turn stimulates specific regions of the brain. The brain then taps into the body's own natural flow of energy.
I'm sorry, I'm just going to call BS on this. There is no scientific evidence or proof that any patch you put transdermally on your skin, unless it contains drugs, can stimulate brain activity. That's just my opinion. I'm not a doctor. And by the way, we don't give medical advice here whatsoever, and we are certainly not recommending these products. In fact, I think that this is a modern form of snake oil. And I would caution anyone before purchasing anything like this or any medical, treatment to consult your own doctor.
And the ability to heal itself. Let's take a look at why this is important on a cellular level. For example, a number of our patch products help counteract free radicals, oxygen molecules that damage cell proteins and contribute to visible signs of aging. When the body is stimulated through phototherapy to release its own antioxidants, these free radicals are neutralized naturally. LifeWave phototherapy patches promote an environment that enables the body to optimize its restorative powers and provide specific health benefits, all without the use of harmful drugs or chemicals, all helping you to stay healthy and young. To find out more,
you're going to stay healthy and young if you use these patches. And benefits can be immediate, and like most product, goes to the work the minute you apply it. And here's what they're promising you that you can get: rapid pain relief, better sleep, improved energy and vitality, improved skin appearance, improved hair quality, reduced inflammation, rapid wound healing, improved mental clarity, enhanced sports performance, faster recovery from exercise, and relief from other health issues. Here's some other claims. 4,000 genes begin to reset. Within 24 hours, the stem cell activation patch begins to reset 3,000 to 4,000 genes to a younger, healthier state. People using the stem cell patches will experience an immediate effect through the elevation of antioxidants and decrease in inflammation and increase in energy and joy. Great. Physical, mental, and emotional changes occurs. At 6 weeks, your brain is balanced, relieving symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety, and depression. At 2 months, your heart cardiovascular system is becoming younger. At 3 months, your collagen is repairing. They are promising you that this is going to reverse aging on your heart and cardiovascular system. Even if you don't, I love this. Even if you don't feel the effects, rest assured the new stem cells may be regenerating an internal organ or tissue before repairing something you feel. They claim that these patches can activate stem cell repair, can turn any cell your body needs for repair. Well, that part is true. Here's where we get really problematic. Within 6 to 12 months of using this, it will reverse aging in you. In a recent study, 14 out of 15 people lowered their biological age by an average of 8 years after just 6 months of using X39. And I can't wait to find out who this person is. David Schmidt, LA Convention. It's not anti-aging, it's age reversing. They are promising you, if you buy this product, that you will reverse the aging process in the human body. And here is, yeah. And by the way, this is a multi-level marketing scheme. All of the people who sell this, there's all kinds of people on the internet selling this, what I believe to be a modern version of snake oil. Listen to these promises. You're going to reverse aging. You'll treat symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety, and depression. None of these statements have been evaluated by the FDA, to my knowledge. I tried to ask this person on the phone that we called, and they were very unclear. They were more concerned with why I was doing a story about Elizabeth April and how I got their phone number. Apparently, the person whose phone number is listed for a company rep for this company that Elizabeth April is hawking these things, she's just the marketer. She gets a cut every time somebody buys this crap from her landing page here. And the phone number that she listed is for a person that we're going to call live on air. I don't know if it's going to answer, but we're going to try. And they didn't really want to answer any questions. So we're going to call them, let them know that we're live on air, and see if they want to, tell me where I can find the FDA information on all of these claims that they are making. But before we do that, I often think that perhaps I am just a little bit too skeptical and too cynical, and maybe I'm wrong. So I thought, what if I could hear from people that actually tried these products, tried this product? Maybe it does reverse aging. Maybe it does everything they're saying that it does. So I went searching for forums and things like that. And what I found was a lot of unhappy customers. Now, I did find some testimonials and reviews written that were 5-star reviews. This is a great product, but I never trust those when somebody's trying to sell me something. But I don't have any reason to disbelieve that the negative reviews are at all not valid. So let's get into some of them. This is from trustpilot.com, which is a great resource. Absolute scam, says Payorik Gary. Absolute scam, no scientific proof as they admit themselves. I'm not allowed to think, but look up a video on YouTube called Taking Advantage of Ignorance. Where should the line be drawn? And yeah, there's a video. There's many, many videos about this product. Never buy this product. This is a big scam. I bought this product from a friend just to help him because he said he will be earning something from selling this. Again, it's all affiliate marketing. I am just into my 2nd month of use. So too early to confirm any effects. I would warn anyone ordering to save your paperwork. They will auto ship you to death without giving you the advertised discount. Next, I used Alavita patch, but my skin got worse. I put behind my neck and got rashes in my back, which is now worse. Supposed to make your skin better, but I highly do not recommend this product. Lightwave marketing manager's own words, storytelling. The marketing manager of this company, Jim Caldwell, has his picture and post on LinkedIn. Look it up yourself. These are his words. Inducted into the DRTV Hall of Fame alongside Bill Guthrie and Greg Renker, my company became known for leveraging emotionally engaging storytelling to open minds and wallets. There's more to my story, but suffice to say, I have had experience in many facets of marketing on a global scale and have excelled at and enjoy bottling creative lightning that, through proper execution, strikes target audiences where it counts, their pocketbooks. And that's the marketing manager for this company, right? Great. Next, we have a review from a Suhal Akbar who says, I would not use this stuff. 1 week after using the patch and my wife is still not well. I am writing to you in regards to this order, which my wife made a couple of months ago, where she got several different patches. She used the first patch last Friday. In the evening, after a few hours, she started feeling dizzy and started to vomit. So not only do these products apparently not do what people are promising, they can make you sick, which makes one wonder what is in these products and have they been approved by the FDA at all? We had to take her to A&E, but they could not find the cause of all this. After several hours, we realized she put the patch in, and after that, she started feeling sick. So we removed the patch, and she stopped feeling sick. Great. And this is a psychic, right, that is selling this garbage. Customer service is horrible. Been using the patches for 1.5 years. I get 100% better service at Walmart. Complete scam. Can't believe such a scammer company lasts so long. The product is virtually expensive trash. Fast Google of the CEO, he was a scammer claiming a doctorate degree earlier. Ooh. And again, these are claims of reviewers. We're not making these claims. We're simply reporting what the reviewers are saying. You can't claim wellness without proper nutrition. It might help with pain, but like Advil and drugs, you got to constantly waste a lot of money for something that's a complete waste of time and money. And, these terrible reviews go on and on and on. I was told how great and wonderful the patches were, but after trying them for approximately a month, I got absolutely no relief from my lower back pain. Just like any other pyramid scam, should call themselves scamwave.com. Hello, Dr. Schmidt. Just Google a while, you get the complete story. So apparently the CEO of this company was impersonating a doctor or pretending to be a doctor for a time. Buyer beware. The core business model is the recruitment of other distributors to buy and stock their garbage full of product. These type of businesses prey on individuals who believe they can make money by just recruiting 5 of their friends. So this is a multi-level marketing scam, according to many of the reviewers. We ordered LiveWave and it did not work due to where I live. I returned the product and now Lightwave refuses to refund my money. Placebo effect. The white patches are glycerin on gauze. Glycerin is a very common product. You can get a big bottle of it at the drugstore for $2. The brown patches are glucose, sugar, on a gauze. Works by placebo effect. The customer service is terrible. I try to contact them by email and phone several times. I want my money back. This is a scam, plain and simple. Don't waste your money. They prey on your gullibility. This is a scam over and over introduced by my stepdad in 2015 to me. He always comes along with new dodgy products and would be a new retailer for now. He always has to sell as much as possible to find new products. That, to me, it's not a trustworthy company. I knew it was a pyramid scheme. I hope the Lightwave Compliance Department gets back to me regarding my concerns. And a lot of people that are posting here are in this business. Scam, do not buy this product. This is a ripoff. Watch out for this guy, Frank Harmon. So great. We got a lot of problems with this product here. And what can we say, friends? I am going to call the number. For those unaware, there's a number that Elizabeth April gives you. She gives you a product. She gives you a telephone number on the website. And I called it earlier. And the person who answered the phone didn't want to answer any questions, but we're going to call them right now.
connected to an automatic voice message system. 8054033.
I'm just going to leave a message, friends. Hi, Kathleen. This is Stephen with Truthseekers. I spoke to you earlier about the claims made on this Elizabeth April's website. I also happened to find a page of reviews from trustpilot.com. We got 2 pages of reviews calling this product a scam, and also people mentioning that the CEO of LifeWave was caught pretending to be a doctor. And I wanted to see if you could give us any comment about that, or maybe you could give me the contact information for other people at this company that can talk to me. I'm very interested specifically in all of these claims that are being made on Elizabeth April's website. She's claiming that this product can reverse aging and things like that. I'd appreciate it very much. I'm here right now, and you can call me right back, and I would be happy to discuss this with you. I need some comment from you or your company. And by the way, Elizabeth April, in her website, she says, contact us for more information. LifeWave brand partner. I am partnering with, I'm not going to say your name because I'm live on the air right now, and another person, and they can assist and support you with any questions. She gives an email, which I believe is her, elizabethaprillightwave@gmail.com. Then she gives your mobile phone number, which I'm leaving you a message on right now, and another person's number about if you have any questions, call you guys. So I got a lot of questions, and I hope that you will call me back. You probably have my number in your caller ID, but I'm going to give it to you right now. It's all right, friends. So we left a message. There's another phone number. Why don't we try to call the other phone number and see if anybody can answer any questions about about these LifeWave patches that reverse aging and do all these magical things, right? Let's try the other number. There's another person here. Why am I having trouble here? I'm trying to, no. One second here. So we're going to call, oh, wait a minute. Let me mute that. I don't want to be giving out somebody's phone number. 1 second. These people are both in California, just like Elizabeth April is.
Please leave your message for.
All right, friends. Got a voicemail. I believe that the person that I talked to earlier might have tipped off the other person listed on this website. And isn't it interesting that they don't want to answer any questions? I think that this is a real problem for them. Making these claims that a patch can reverse the signs of aging, reduce wrinkles, give you more energy. This is really, really problematic for these people. I mean, really problematic. So this will more or less conclude our presentation. And what I can tell you is that Elizabeth April claims to have superpowers. She claims she can communicate with people's dead relatives. She talks to angels. She's selling messages from aliens for $11.11. And she's selling products that claim that they can reverse aging. Huge problem. There's just huge problems all around with this stuff. I don't believe that selling a product that claims it can reverse aging is legal at all. This is a problem. He just called Ron. You missed it. He left a really... No, I really called the lady. I give you my word. I really called the lady, right? I don't... No, I don't... What do I want to call Ron for? I'm not calling Ron ever again. He snuck out early in the morning. He didn't fix my 3D printer. This guy drove all the way to my cabin to fix a 3D printer, and then he snuck out while I was sleeping so he wouldn't have to fix it, right? So if I would like to say, let us do this. I'm going to check in once again and make sure I didn't miss any of you kind and generous benefactors. We'll check in with PayPal and the super chats and all that stuff. For those feeling generous, there's a money button down there, and this is what helps us keep the show going. We are a viewer-supported show, and it is viewers like you that support the show and help us continue in this journey. 1 second here. Let's see if we can do this. Oh, no, wrong one. So I am going to check in with the PayPal. We'll check in with the Cash App and everything else. And while I do that, when we come back, we'll read every single super chat and thank all of you kind and generous benefactors. There's instructions for how to send any funds via PayPal or Cash App in the description of the video. But let's have our announcer tell us how you can help support the show and keep us doing this good work.
Truthseekers is a viewer-supported show. Wonderful people like you who enjoy this show send pledges in the form of super chats, super stickers, super thanks, PayPal, or Cash App. Instructions for how to help are in the description. You can also join our Patreon, and for as little as $1 a month, you can get extra content. Patreon supporters get a backstage pass, early access to all our production videos before they are distributed publicly, Stephen Cambion's music, private writings, a monthly show journal, and more. You can also become a YouTube channel member for $5 a month. A YouTube membership includes all of the Patreon benefits, plus a special members badge, priority reply to video comments, and the live chat, plus a monthly members-only video. We thank you all, kind and generous benefactors, for supporting Truth Seekers. Thank you for your generosity and support.
And we are back. So we will check in with the with our kind and generous benefactors. I want to thank Ian for being an amazing announcer. Right? It really sounds good. He's got a great radio voice. So I enlisted his help. And also now is a good time to remind you that if you are listening in audio podcast land, then you may be missing half the fun. And by the way, our podcast in audio format is available everywhere pods are casts. Places like Spreaker Podcast Player, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Good Pods, Castbox, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, and GeoSaven. But remember, if you're listening to the audio version of our show, We do love and appreciate all of you out there in audio podcast land, but you're missing half the fun. So please do come on over to YouTube, which is our home base where we, it's really the home base here for Truth Seekers. So go on over to YouTube and hit that search button, the little magnifying glass, and put in there Truth Seekers, one word. You'll see a strange guy with sunglasses pop up. That would be me, your host, Stephen Cambion. Go to that channel, smash the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and you too will know when we're doing a live show. We're going to be taking questions and comments from the live audience. Maybe we'll open the show up tonight. We invite audience members to come and be a part of the show. You are most welcome here. And while we love and appreciate you in audio podcast land, we really need you to come here and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And this is also a good time for me to remind all of our new friends. We've got new friends. It's wonderful. Recently, we have begun broadcasting again on Twitch and for the first time, we're broadcasting live on Odyssey and Rumble. And I am blown away by all of the messages that I've gotten from people saying, I'm so glad you're on Odyssey, or I'm so glad you're on Rumble, or I'm so glad you're on Twitch. And we're glad too. But just like you people in audio podcast land, there's a little bit of a problem. The live chat comments that I get that I can share on my screen, and you see me doing that, they come from Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, but they won't come from Rumble, Odyssey, or Twitter. So all of you people watching on Twitter or Rumble or Odyssey, we love you being there, and we're thankful for you, our new friends out there. But we'd like you to come over to YouTube. Again, just go to youtube.com. Hit that search tool, the magnifying glass, put Truth Seekers, one word, look for me, the guy with sunglasses. That's our YouTube channel and main hub of our distribution here. Go to that channel, smash the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. And while you may prefer to listen or watch on Rumble or Twitter or Odyssey, we still want you to come here and subscribe to our channel. It would really help us out. It helps raise us in the search engine. And the final thing I would remind everybody is that it's not always about money here. Another way that you can really, really help us here at the show is to like, comment, subscribe, and share these videos. It really does help when you do that. Engagement, that's what the algorithm wants. It wants to see people liking our show, hating our show. Oh, they took the dislike button away, right? Commenting on the show. And by the way, we have quite a free speech zone here. So I'm fine with people disagreeing. You can come here and tell me how wrong I am about Elizabeth April really does have superpowers. If you believe that, we want to hear from you, and we are respectful to everyone's beliefs. We may disagree, but we can agree to disagree. Free speech zone here. Come into the comments. Let us know what you think. And while I'm at it, let me remind you what I want to ask the audience. What do you think? Especially if you're listening to the replay here. Comment in the description of this video, wherever you're watching it. Does this girl really have superpowers? Is she really in contact with interdimensional aliens or angels or people's dead relatives? Is she really communicating with a mothership from the Galactic Federation of Light? And should she be selling their messages for $11.11 or $15.55? Let us know what you think in the comments. Is this girl a new age psychic, or is she a new age scammer? Let us know what you think. I'm much more interested in what you think than what I think. And look at that. Very kind and generous of you. Artisan Tony says, happy Thanksgiving to all Truth Seekers. Thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support of the show. Very generous of you. And we're checking in with the PayPal as well. Thank you so much, Artisan Tony. Thank you for helping us praise the cash.
You're watching Truth Seekers. Praise the cash, praise the cash.
Thank you very much. And we're going to check in with the PayPal. We see kind of generous $2 PayPal pledge. Instructions by the way, if you prefer to use PayPal, we're fine with that. We check in and read the PayPal and the Cash App every show, and we thank every single person that helps our show. We want to thank Mikey B with the kind and generous $2 and Carolyn Barnett with the kind and generous $6. Let me get to your message, Carolyn. And I'm going to read them both, actually. Let me read the first one over there from the other day, because I think I might have forgotten to read it. And that was from not the 19th. From Sweet Caroline says, donating to Ron's demise. Laugh out loud. You three are pure comedy together. Sweet Caroline, and a kind and generous $20. Thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support. And the more recent one from Sweet Caroline, who, every time I see her in the live chat, I think of that Sweet Caroline song. And I found myself listening to it once, Sweet Caroline, on the way to the cabin, and then I thought of you. And I will always think of you every time for the rest of my life that I listen to that song or hear it. And kind and generous $6 PayPal pledge. Sweet Caroline says, happy holidays, Stephen. Great show tonight. It really got the live chat going. Laugh out loud. Sweet Caroline, thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support. We love and appreciate all you kind and generous benefactors for helping us to praise the cash. We'll give you one more shout out here for helping us to praise the cash.
Praise the cash, praise the cash, praise the cash.
Yes, and by the way, for the benefit of those nasty comments that I'm certain to get in our live, or excuse me, in our comments, someone always, when we cover one of these psychic scammers that's selling garbage, will say something like, well, you're taking super chats. You're no better. Yes, we are better, because we reveal the scams. We don't sell the scam. And we are the solution, and these people are the problem. These psychics prey on sick people. By the way, I did some checking into that website selling this, making these fake medical claims, and it appears to me, I've got to check again to be 100% certain, so pardon me if I'm getting it wrong here, but it appears to me that this person, Elizabeth April, was selling these fake patches that reverse aging and cure disease and all kinds of stuff during a global pandemic. So congratulations, Elizabeth April. People were scared. People were worried, upset, anxiety-ridden, and you're selling them patches that claim that it can cure post-traumatic stress disorder and ease symptoms of anxiety and depression, while everybody was anxiety-ridden and depressed during a global pandemic. Congratulations. What a love and light ambassador you are. What great work you're doing for the world, selling scam medical products during a global pandemic. So we'll take comments and questions from the live chat. Operation Shutdown is here. Nice to see you, and says, praise the cash. And Bob Berkins is here, and he finally said something that makes sense. For those that don't know, Bob Berkins comes here, and he just puts nonsensical stuff into the live chat. I don't know why, but he does. You know, like the last show, he said something like, the Incredible Hulk is my friend. And I went, what? Like, yeah, I don't know what he's talking about. Or he posts weird movie references that nobody knows. I don't know. And Sweet Caroline says, no, it's Mo, Larry, and Shirley per Ron from Cosmic Neighbors. All right. Mike says, who's Shirley? Long Island Bigfoot says, I usually praise the cash for a day or two before it disappears. Well, that's the way of the world. And while we're on that, though, I should mention that we here are saving our every penny. Some of you are aware I'm building a studio out in the middle of a beautiful forest. We purchased land in recently. By the way, I do have that video about the land done. I just haven't uploaded. I'll be uploading that to Patreon and the members only section sometime this week. And we want to thank all of you for kindness, generosity, and support. I'll be building the new studio out of trees and trash. There's a huge forest. It's filled with standing dead and fallen down trees, many of which have recently fallen. The wood's not rotted yet. So I got to go there when the weather improves and start dragging every log back to the build site. And we're going to be building a huge sort of log cabin studio. So the expenses for building the studio will not be very much, but we're always going to need things like nails and cement and maybe some tools. But I have most everything. But I'm saving my pennies, Long Island Bigfoot. And by the way, you're welcome to come and look for Sasquatch at either my cabin that you saw Ron and Anthony come to, or at the new land. There's woods for miles, and I have a map. There is Sasquatch sightings all over the mountains where my cabin is, and you're welcome to come and visit, right? Sweet Caroline is psychic, says Mike. Yeah. I would tend to agree with you. I would absolutely tend to agree with you. Any comments or questions from me? See, this is what I'm talking about. Bob Birkins just posts nonsensical. Why are you here? Are you here just to post nonsensical garbage? Time to go drawing in the cavern over and over again. What does that mean? Right? Long Island is offering to help build the studio. Absolutely. I'm going to need. We're going to have a log peeling party. For those unaware, when you build a log structure, you got to peel the bark, and sometimes that's not too difficult if you do it at the right time. But sometimes it's tough. And I've got something called a draw knife. It just looks like a knife with two handles that go this way, and you pull along the bark, and it peels the bark. I'm going to have a bark peeling party when I get all of the logs back to a build site. The first thing you have to do is peel all the logs, cut them to the length we're going to need. To be honest with you, I have no idea what we're doing, but I had no idea when I started what I was doing when I started the first cabin, and that turned out great. So, yeah, Sheila Aliens is here. Welcome, Sheila Aliens. And I wanted to message you and ask you, I have a song that I would really like you to do some kind of AI video to. And I was hopeful that you would be interested in helping me do that, because by the time I learn how to use all that software you told me about, by the way, I've started checking into it. I won't want to make a video anymore of that song. And I could use that video. It's a good song. And I'll send it to you online. Anthony says, I have built many cabins. Don't forget, they shrink quite a bit. You are correct, right? Bob Birkins with more nonsense. Fighting your ego reality. Okay. Sheila Aliens says, okay, cool. For sure I can help you. Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'm going to send you the song after the broadcast tonight. And what I want to do is just give you the song and you make the video. I don't want give you any input or ideas. You just listen to the song and then make whatever you're going to make. I think that would be an interesting experiment in creativity. Pardon me. I don't like that dead air. By the way, I am aware of some drama-rama on Twitter. And maybe I'll talk about that in another show. We're just about to wrap things up. I'm feeling very good and positive despite I can't lie. I was feeling or have been feeling very I don't know. I'm kind of pissed off and I'm kind of angry at the UFO circle jerk crowd, because they get the benefit of all these UFO scammers bringing tens of thousands of views to them in their channels and their shows, but they don't have to ask any of the real questions to people who have literally been involved in scams. And I'm tired of it. And I put on Twitter earlier, if you're one of those UFO circle jerks, your time is up. We will no longer sit idly by while you circle jerk one of these UFO celebrities. For example, Ross Coulthard got caught recently lying through his teeth, claiming he had, quote, Definitive proof of alien technology. All confirmed by this man, Kata Michio Kaku, in one of his promos for a monetized video that he was hyping up. By the way, that monetized video where he lied through his teeth and claimed that he had definitive proof of alien technology also featured Gary Nolan, Dr. Gary Nolan, who was supposed to be the guy doing the metal analysis on the ball shavings. That's right, ball shavings. This is the world. This is just another day in ufology. So there's some mysterious metal ball, and they took shavings off of it, you know, with a screwdriver. Yeah. And while Ross Coulthart was promising everybody, you got to see my new piece, my new monetized video, because we've got definitive proof of alien technology, all confirmed by this man, Kata Michio Kaku. It wasn't Michio Kaku that was doing the analysis of the metal shavings. It was one Gary Nolan, you know, CIA Gary. And Gary Nolan, I said to him on Twitter, where is the analysis of the metal? Ross and you promised everyone definitive proof of alien technology. Everybody's clicking on this video to see definitive proof of alien technology. That, to me, is consumer fraud. I didn't even say that much to Gary Nolan. I just asked him where the results of the analysis were. And Gary Nolan told me that he hadn't even begun the analysis on the metal yet. And the piece was already out where they promised everybody definitive proof of alien technology. So I found that incredibly scammy. It's a terrible thing to do, and it's against YouTube's deceptive practices. You can't tell people, click on my video, because we've got definitive proof of alien technology. And then people click on the video, and there's no proof of shit. There wasn't proof of anything in that video, because Gary P. Nolan didn't even start on the metal analysis. By the way, I sent him some messages today, and I'm going to read those messages to you. Maybe not. Oh yeah, sorry, wrong email address. Got scared for a minute. Where's those emails I sent? Okay. So to Gary Nolan, I sent him a message today. His email address is public. And by the way, Mr. Nolan, you can block me on Twitter. You're not going to block me in the real world. You have to answer questions when you're involved in something like that. So I sent Gary Nolan a message, and I said, I'm doing a follow-up story about Ross Coulthart promising everyone, quote, definitive proof of alien technology, unquote, in his promos for a monetized video. You participated in that piece he ran. Don't you think it might have been a good idea to stand up and let everybody know that you had not even begun any analysis work at the time Ross Coulthart's promos were promising, quote, definitive proof of alien technology, unquote. You may recall you blocked me on Twitter after answering a question I asked about the metal shavings analysis. I asked you about 8 weeks ago where the analysis was. You said you had not begun that analysis yet, but it would be done in 6 weeks. And I ask, is the analysis now complete? Let me guess, nothing alien. Can I have a copy of your analysis report? Then I ask, how much money were you paid for either participating in Ross's big bluff, promising everyone he had definitive proof of alien technology in his promos, or how much were you paid to do the analysis work? And then I ask, this is a very important question and may become a problem for Dr. Nolan. I ask, did you use university equipment and resources to perform this analysis? And if so, isn't that a conflict of interest or against the Stanford Code of Ethics? And then I give him a link to the Stanford Code of Ethics, and we'll get into that. I ask, whose lab equipment did you use to perform the metal shavings analysis? Finally, when you did the analysis work for Dr. Stephen Greer, how much were you paid for your participation in that documentary, or how much were you paid to do that analysis work? And did you use university labs, personnel, or equipment to do that work as well? Then I give him the link to my previous story, Ross Coulthart's Big Bluff. And by the way, this is going to become very problematic for Dr. Nolan, or it could, because according to the Stanford University Ethics Code, he can't use university labs, equipment, or personnel to do work for other people. And that's why I'm asking, how much was he paid? Was he paid to do the analysis? And did he use university labs, equipment, or personnel to do the analysis, both on this fake anaconda humanoid he was involved with and on these ball shavings? Nothing says credible scientist like a guy who's working on ball shavings. But so far, we have not gotten a response. And by the way, Dr. Nolan, I have reached out to the compliance officer or the ethics officer, somebody earlier today, left some messages. And if you're not going to answer my questions, somebody at Stanford is going to be forced to answer my questions. Whose lab equipment did you use to perform the analysis, both on the ball shavings and on Stephen Greer's dead baby, fake alien? And how much were you paid? We want to know. Yeah. And so some of the Twitter drama-rama is surrounding this. Chrissy Newton is the person that is going to be interviewing Gary Nolan. And yeah, I sent her a nasty message. There, I'm human. I did it. I don't even know that the message I sent Chrissy Newton was nasty, but I certainly sent Ryan Sprague a message that many would consider nasty. And I stand by everything I said in that message. Ryan Sprague is a UFO circle-jerking idiot that helps these UFO hucksters sell lies to people. How many times has he interviewed Richard Dolan? Did he ever ask Richard Dolan, hey, Richard Dolan, how on earth, on God's green earth, did you interview a dead man to sell a fake story about aliens? Hey, Richard Dolan, do you want to talk about how you participated in the Roswell slides hoax and how people were defrauded and scammed out of tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars for that scam you participated in? Hey, Richard Dolan, do you want to talk about how you lied through your teeth and claimed that you were in possession of classified information, then had to walk it back? These UFO circle-jerking idiots, they get all the benefits, right? They get to have these big UFO celebrities come to their channel, but there's a price. There's a price that comes with a price. When these UFO celebrities agree to come to their channels and to their podcasts or shows and do the interviews, it is with the understanding that they will not get these hard questions that we would ask, that a responsible, ethical, or moral journalist would be obligated to ask. But they're not ethical or moral or even journalists. They are UFO circle jerkers. So yes, I was misinformed because Chrissy Newton, Ryan Sprague's co-host, posted on her Twitter that she was going to interview Dr. Gary Nolan. What questions should I ask? And I said, the first question she should ask is, where's the metal analysis? By the way, now that I'm more fully informed, Ryan Sprague and Chrissy Newton, the second question that Chrissy Newton or whoever's interviewing him should ask is, whose equipment are you using to play alien scientist? By the way, we already have an alien scientist, a good one. His name is Jeremy Rise. And that guy is worlds ahead of this Gary P. Nolan clown. He is a clown in a lab suit, lab coat. Gary Nolan is a clown in a lab coat, running around telling people there's aliens. Now he's an alien experiencer. He made a seen alien grays when he was a child and all this nonsense. So the whole problem and where all this drama came from is that I'm sick of you UFO circle jerkers like you, Ryan Sprague, and I have to be honest, I don't know that Chrissy Newton is like that or whatever, but I believe she is. They take the benefit, right? Go look at Ryan Sprague's numbers if he does a show solo. Much worse than mine. Much worse, right? And by the way, he has a 10-year head start on my show, and we beat him, right? And I hear, by the way, Ryan, you're talking shit about my numbers or something, right? I didn't sell out. I didn't lick Richard Dolan's butthole when I should have been asking him hard questions. You did that. How many times have you gotten a UFO celebrity interview that nobody else gets? Because you do the softball circle jerk, Ryan. So don't you dare let my name come out of your mouth. And don't you dare disparage me about numbers, because I'm here doing it the right way. I'm not selling out to help UFO scammers scam more people. You do that. And I stand by everything I said. What I did make a mistake on is, according to Ryan Sprague of Somewhere in the Scam podcast, according to him, he has nothing to do with Ross Coulthard or Gary P. Nolan, and he doesn't even know what I'm talking about. But again, it's his co-host that is going to interview Gary Nolan. I was told in our live chat that that interview was going to be on Ryan Sprague's channel, Somewhere in the Scam podcast. So I did. I messaged him and I said, and by the way, he's telling people that I threatened him. No, I said, you better ask these questions. And I've had enough of you not asking these questions. You're not going to get the benefit anymore, Ryan Sprague, of hanging out with these UFO scammers without doing your job and asking the hard questions. If you're going to take those interviews, you goddamn better ask the hard questions. These people are involved in outright consumer fraud and scammery and thievery. It is your job. It is your responsibility to ask the questions about that, not to just sit there and softball them so that you can get all those views. And all you have to do is sell your soul and agree to keep your mouth shut about all of this. And by the way, Ryan Sprague deleted our post about the Pedo paranormal program producer who used to be his program director at KGRA. And we have reported on the fact that everyone that is brought into KGRA, according to their one-time manager, is told that that guy had those problems with children, right? Before they take on a new show host. So at some point, Ryan Sprague's show was on KGRA, who has a pedo program director, convicted. And by the way, there are stupid people in Ryan Sprague's comments saying that I'm reporting that from an anonymous source or unconfirmed source. No, that's public record that that person at KGRA that Ryan Sprague worked with or for has convictions for child-related sexual offenses in his past. It's public record. It's not an anonymous source. So Ryan Sprague, some time ago, when we produced that piece, I used to be on okay terms with Ryan, and I gave him a pass. And every time I give one of these UFO circle jerkers a pass and try to play nice with these UFO circle jerkers, it bites me. And Ryan Sprague, little weasel that he is, I produced good journalistic work. I told the truth when everybody else, including Richard Dolan, Whitley Strieber, and everybody else that works for or with that person at KGRA, they aren't telling you the truth, right? So I don't know, he had some kind of Facebook page or something, and occasionally I would post a show of mine in there. And I told him he's okay to post his shows or whatever in my Discord or in my Facebook groups or whatever, try to play nice, be nice. Ryan Sprague, who had his show at KGRA, deleted for the first time. He never deleted anything else I ever posted in his Facebook group. The moment I posted that show about the paranormal program director that's a pedo, he deleted that and then gave me some excuse that it would offend his viewers or listeners. I had posted a whole bunch of shows there. Never once did he delete any. That one, he deleted. And I couldn't figure out why. Then I came to find out that Ryan Sprague used to host his show there. Ryan Sprague is also a big fan of Richard Dolan, and I suppose in order to stay friendly with Richard Dolan, he couldn't have me telling everybody the truth about the people that work at KGRA and who they work for and with. So he deleted that good, factual, and true story like a weasel. A weasel does that. Ryan Sprague is a weasel. And yeah, so today I had enough of the weasel. And I was told, and hey, I'm sorry, I made that error. I was told that the the Gary Nolan interview was going to be done on Ryan's show. And so I sent him a message and said, you better ask where these meta-analysis things are. And why don't you ask him why he sat in silence while Ross Coulthart was lying through his teeth saying that they had definitive proof of alien technology. And then I said, do you know how much Ross Coulthart made from that video? Because I do, Ryan. And then I did say that I was going to talk about him deleting that show about who he used to work for in his Facebook group. He claims I'm threatening him. I'm not threatening you. I'm telling the truth here. And I have followed through with what I have said. Now, he's going to say, I have no connection to Ross Coulthart or Gary Nolan. It's your co-host that is interviewing him, maybe on a different platform, but it's still your co-host. And just like other people, like Christina Gomez likes to, apparently pretend that she doesn't have to talk about any of the scammy shit that her co-host does. Ryan Sprague is going to pull that, right? Jimmy Church is over there hosting fake doctors that aren't real doctors, claiming to have aliens in their freezer. But don't ask Christina Gomez about that shit. That's her co-host, right? Ryan Sprague is pulling the same Weasel card. That's the Weasel card. It's my co-host that's going to interview Gary Nolan, but he says I have no connection to Gary Nolan, right? I stand by what I said about Ryan. He is a UFO circle jerker. How many times did you interview Dolan? You didn't ask him about the Pedo paranormal program director that he worked with and for, right? Why not? Why not? Is it because you're playing the goddamn game? Just get the views and then keep your mouth shut about all of the dirt. Keep your mouth shut about the elephants in the room. And how dare you, Ryan Sprague, how dare you try to disparage me, right? Make me the bad guy here. You're the UFO circle jerker. We do things right here, ethically and morally. I can prove that you deleted that story about who you used to work for and who Dolan and all those other UFO celebrities are working for. And I can also prove that you do the UFO circle jerk, right? I've sent you messages in the past when you were having some of these guests. Hey, can you ask this question? Never asked a single question from me. You know why? Because we ask real questions. There's a reason you get those interviews, Ryan. And it's not because you're so great at your job. It's because you play ball. You play ball better than anybody, right? And isn't it great? This guy started his show in 2012. 2012? That means you've got an 8-year head start on me, right? And you've sold your soul to UFO scammers. And look at your numbers, bro, right? And you're bragging you've been on this show or that show, or you were in the New York Post. Like, congratulations. But you're going to talk shit on me and my numbers? And you're doing everything you can to sell out and do the UFO circle jerk, and we're not, right? We're not. So let's not talk about numbers, Ryan Sprague. Don't you dare ever talk about my numbers here. And by the way, people often forget things. Like, you can't just look at my YouTube numbers and decide that you're somehow better than me because you might have slightly higher YouTube numbers. Now, I'll give him this. Every time he gets those big guests and does that UFO circle jerk, he gets a big rush of numbers. But look at his numbers when he doesn't have that big guest. No better than me. No better than me. And people always forget, and especially now, everybody's going to have to aggregate my numbers across 8 video platforms and 15 audio podcast platforms. Are you forgetting those numbers? But it is what it is. So, I'm glad. We'll just throw this here at the end. I'm not gonna apologize to that guy. He's a weasel. I don't apologize to weasels that do slimy things like delete factually true stories because their buddies may get, embarrassed by that factually true story. It is what it is. Sweet Caroline. Yeah, well, that goes both ways. Some of the people, he posted on Twitter the messages that I sent him, and then he said he doesn't know what I'm talking about, and I'm threatening him. I don't know who Stephen is talking about. That's how important this person is to me. He must be a bitch. Oh, yeah, definitely. And I think he should have stayed working at KGRA. That's what I think. Yeah. Louise Robinson says, I know that you see your post as interesting and academic, and that you are simply just so much more intelligent than the rest of us, but you are coming across as bitter. Amy Collins says he existed on KGR as a low double-digit wonder for years. Yeah, this guy's getting 100 views, and he's somehow going to talk about my views and my numbers. No offense, but we did everything here ourselves, Ryan. I didn't get the UFO circle jerk treatment. I didn't get to do those interviews with the UFO celebrities because I won't play ball. I won't sit there like a dummy and not ask them about past scams they've been involved in or past attempts at defrauding the public for 100% provably fake stories like you will. You know, that's why I've said it's like apples and oranges. These arrogant idiots that are, you know, it's a big club and I ain't in it. And some of these arrogant idiots that are in the club, they look down on me. They disparage me because they might have better numbers than me or something. And like, you don't get credit for having better numbers for helping scammers scam more people. You don't get extra credit for that. That's not how this works, right? And it's apples and oranges. I would only say certainly you could compare me to people who do this the ethical way, who do this the moral way, who don't sell out to the UFO celebrities and help them sell lies. You can compare me to any of those people, but good luck. Go find some. You know, there's not many. And that's where I'm at with all that. And really, Ryan Sprague is a joke to me. You are a joke having a 10-year, what do you got, like a 10-year head start on me? And you're going to talk about my numbers, bro? I think you better look at mine and yours again and shut the hell up. That's what I think, right? He said something like, well, nobody listens to Steve Cambion, so it's not a big deal him revealing that story. That's what he said. Pardon me. That's what he allegedly said, or I was told he allegedly said, in addition to making fun of my numbers. Would you help a sad gang of group stalkers help demean, shun, and mock people who never did anything to you? Not that I'm aware of, but I guess it depends on the circumstances. We don't condone anybody demeaning, shunning, or mocking people in general. If I'm demeaning somebody, it is in response to something they did, and they deserve it. They really do. Okay. Circle jerking Weasel. Yeah, he's a circle jerking Weasel. I mean, that's all I could say is that he's a circle jerking Weasel, right? And by the way, your co-host better ask those questions. She should. And it's not a threat. I'm just saying she better ask the real questions. She better not do the circle jerk like you and take the benefit of the big UFO celebrity guest and not ask him. You don't think, Chrissy Newton or Ryan Sprague, that Gary Nolan has made inaccurate statements? Why don't you ask him the names of the CIA people who asked him to work for them? And then call the CIA and verify if that story is true. Why don't you ask him whose lab equipment, personnel, and more he's using to play alien scientist? Why don't you ask him why he didn't speak up when Dr. Stephen Greer was running around with a dead baby he claimed was an alien? Why don't you ask him why he didn't stand up when Ross Coulthart was promising everyone, quote, definitive proof of alien technology? Why did people have to ask him, where's the metal analysis, right? Why did people have to ask him? Why didn't he immediately, when he saw those promos lying to everybody, why didn't Gary Nolan stand up and say, I haven't even begun my analysis yet. Ross Coulthart is lying to everybody. There is no definitive proof. Why don't you ask those questions, Chrissy Newton, Ryan Sprague? Those are the questions people want answered. Those are the questions that you're ethically and morally should be asking. But no, we're going to get the circle jerk. That's what I'm looking forward to it. Do another circle jerk, take the views for playing softball, but it's okay because I'll do the real story for you. I'm going to contact Stanford. We're going to find out whose lab equipment he's using. We're going to find out how much he's getting paid by these alien people like Stephen Greer or Ross Coulthart, and we're going to report it because that's what should be done here. Not sitting there and letting him tell stories about the CIA coming in and asking him to work for them that you can't verify. What CIA people? Is he talking about Hal Puthoff and Eric Davis? Right? It's great. It's great. Patty says they cover for each other. Exactly. It's a big club and I ain't in it. And by the way, that's why I'm pissed off. And another person that we're going to be covering here is engaging the phenomenon. He ought to call his show Engaging the UFO Scammers or Promoting the UFO Scammers. He's got, how many interviews have you done engaging the phenomenon, right? How many interviews are you getting with Ross Coulthart? You don't think that maybe lying to everybody and trying to get them to click on a monetized view that you're going to make tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars for lying about, quote, definitive proof of alien technology, unquote, is relevant? You're just going to have them on your show and give them the circle jerk? Great job there. Great job. So going forward, no more passes. No passes for these UFO circle jerkers. If you interview one of these UFO scammers and you don't ask about the shady shit that they've been involved in, I'm going to play bits from your show and I will ask those questions and I will ask why you're not doing the ethical, moral, or correct thing, not doing your job. Why are you sitting there and letting these people get away with all this? This doesn't work without people helping and enabling them. And the UFO circle jerkers are enabling these people. These UFO circle jerkers are helping them sell lies to people, right? Hey, Ryan Sprague, great interview with James Fox, right? You didn't think maybe you should ask him why in 26 years all he got is 5 anonymous sources, right? Did you ask him for the name of those anonymous sources so that you could vet their stories and find out they really were real people? And he, did you do any of that? Did you do any background research, or did you just help him sell a shitty movie filled with anonymous sources that no one can verify? Great job, you circle jerk weasel. All right. Luis Robinson is... Does your wife talk down to you? Does your boss treat you like S? Do your colleagues laugh behind your back? If not, why do you spam chats? Yeah, Bob, look, I don't care if you want to come in here, but if you keep on going, somebody is going to time you out or something, right? Mike says, I love this show. Well, thank you for the love, Mike. We love doing it the right way, right? There's enough circle jerkers, right? There's enough circle jerkers doing this the wrong way. It's about time somebody stood up and said something to these clowns. It's about time that somebody told the interested UFO public what this game is really about. It's about lies, disinformation, fake anonymous sources, and UFO circle jerkers helping these idiots that are somehow celebrities. I love the term. I might have invented it, UFO celebrity. I'm sure it wasn't me, but why are these people on a pedestal while they are literally lying through their teeth to people and doing shady shit constantly? And it's like all these people are running around doing shady things, right? This person we covered tonight, Elizabeth April, she'll get invited to UFO conferences. She's a UFO expert while she's selling fake medical cures for post-traumatic stress, anxiety, and depression, and a patch that will reverse aging. The UFO community, come right in. You're going to talk about aliens? Great. We can make some money. It's a big club, and I ain't in it. And that's why I can tell you all the truth, because I ain't in this club, right? And by the way, Ryan Sprague, I didn't lick the assholes of UFO celebrities to get here, right? I did good reporting. I did real research and fact-based, evidence-based reporting while you were sitting there going, so tell me about your first UFO that you saw, right? You have no right to talk shit on me behind, and then here's the proof that he's a UFO circle jerker. He blocks me on Twitter and then he starts talking shit about me. That's a weasel does that. That's a weasel thing to do. Block somebody and then talk shit on them. And by the way, I didn't say anything publicly, Ryan, until you blocked me and started talking smack, right? Could have kept this private. You could have messaged me. You have my cell phone number, right? But it is what it is. And another UFO circle jerker goes down in shame, right? And Ryan, do you really want my constant and total attention? Do you really want to piss me off, right? We could start covering more of your interviews here. Maybe we'll do that. But again, he can run around and tell everybody, he can run around and lie to everybody and make things up. There's no threats here, just an insatiable desire to peel back the layers of deception and show people the truth about you, Ryan, and all of this, right? I kind of heard it said about Lou Jimenez that he wants to burn this whole thing down. Well, I'm starting to feel that way too. Burn it down and start over, right? And again, it's a figure of speech. Nobody take that the wrong way. But something should be done here. And people should know all of the dirty little secrets that goes on here in this big club, right? And that's another thing, Ryan. I didn't beg for my place at the table. I didn't sell my soul to scammers to get my place at this table, right? They wouldn't give me a place at the table. So you know what I did, Ryan? I took it anyway. I took it. No right to talk smack on me. Make me the bad guy? I didn't work for a child rapist, Ryan Sprague, and delete posts about it. But I'm the bad guy here. Eyes wide open. If they jerk in a circle fast enough, they may be able to take off like a spaceship. Yeah, that's the closest thing to a spaceship that these clowns are getting, right? Bob's brain is exploding because Sandy gave him attention. Oh, no. Scott Hernandez says, Stephen, I co-sign everything you said here. Well, I got bad news for the UFO circle jerk crowd, Scott Hernandez. What we're going to start doing is paying attention to the UFO circle jerkers. So what we're going to do is when we are aware of super scammy things that some of these UFO celebrities are involved in, and then they go on one of these UFO circle jerk shows and nobody at the circle jerk show asked them about it, we're going to cover it. We're going to cover it. And we're going to want to know why they sat there like a dummy and didn't ask any questions about the scammy stuff, right? Let's get it all out. Let's get it. You're not sweeping out all this under the rug. No. Those days are over. Tonight, I declare an end to the era of the UFO circle jerker. It's over. You had a good run. You all made a lot of money sitting there like dummies, letting scammers scam. But that time is over. That time is over. Billy Meyer is laughing all the way to the bank. Probably. Yeah, guy hasn't had a real job in 40 years, right? B. Baker is reminding people, just tap the icon on the left of their name and the menu will come up. I don't know what that's about. Sorry. I have a message. 1 second. Well, let me just check in with my messages in case they're talking about me. I don't know. Nope, probably not talking about me. Okay, well, let's take any more comments or questions from the live chat. Not only are you fed up, not only you are fed up, Stephen. Keep up the good work. Yeah, I think they I think that these circle jerkers underestimate how many people are tired of all this shady nonsense that's going on, and they're part in it. They're helping these people with their echo chamber, right? B. Baker reminding people no personal insults. Yeah, despite me personally insulting people, and I'm setting a bad example tonight, right? And by the way, somebody in Ryan Sprague's Twitter comments called me an alcoholic, and that may be true, but not really, because while I may be an alcoholic, if I am, I'm a recovering alcoholic, and I have not had a drink in almost 180 days. I have not had a drink in 172 days. Somebody suggested that I got pissed drunk and was drunk messaging him nasty messages. That's not the case. I can't blame alcohol for that one. I can blame my own disgust with people like Ryan Sprague. I can blame my own, I don't know what to tell you. I'm tired of this. Right? Chrissy Newton gets an interview with Gary Nolan. I get blocked on Twitter for asking a real question because it's a big club and I ain't in it. And I'm tired of it. You want to take the benefit, you're going to take the bad along with the good, right? So I hope that somebody, asks the right questions and doesn't do the softball circle jerk. App 3X here says, Stephen, why are all the cute ones turning out to be crazy as hell? There's a scale, don't you know? The hotter a woman is, the crazier she is. It's pretty true. My wife's pretty crazy. She's pretty hot. That's the way it works. You guys know where to send a hate mail about that. Probably should have said that. Are the pedestals cardboard boxes? I don't know what that's about. Some people, Patty says, cowardly behavior. Yeah, deleting a story because it's embarrassing to some of your buddies who work there is cowardly behavior. And so is blocking somebody and then talking smack, right? Luis Robinson, feel free to do what you got to do. Mr. Ian is here. Yeah, Bob is an acquired taste. I did say he should be timed out, but that was when he was, he floods the live chat. Be nice, people, right? Yeah, I agree with Louise. Let's not let somebody ruin the experience for everybody else, right? Let's, I'm going to do it. I don't know if I can from here, but I think I can. Yeah. Mike says, terrific, Stephen. And 1312H says, George Carlin was a genius. I agree with that, right? Mike, you emailed me we got to check that out right now. I'm going to use that. Mike. Let me see if I can. Hopefully I got it. Sometimes people send me emails. I don't get them. Nope, didn't get it. I'll look for it later then. But I'll look forward to seeing that. All right. Questions or comments for me, please put them in all capital letters. Mr. Ian agreeing with me. My wife is super hot and super bonkers. Like those things go together, right? Bob poofed out of existence. Thank you, geez. I put him in timeout. We don't like to time anybody out or hide anybody from the channel, but if you're ruining the chat experience for multiple people in the chat, we're going to have to do that, right? We're going to have to do that. Oh man, I missed the whole show. Dang it, late. Good to see you, V. Nice to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're doing very well. And by the way, happy Thanksgiving to all. Tomorrow, I'm going to have my children all day. We'll be doing another show, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow evening, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And since it's Thanksgiving Eve, I'm going to have some special surprises. Amy Collins, I still look. Amy Collins says, don't give up looking for a real psychic. They are out there. It just seems the scammy ones are easiest to find. I agree with you 100%. And by the way, I am still, I wouldn't say friends, but acquaintances and friendly with several of the people that I have encountered, a few of which submitted with me to some testing of their abilities. And those people I like, admire, and respect. But the people that are just running around selling crap and don't want to be tested to prove their superpowers are real, I have no respect for, right? Apex says, I like this chat structure, free speech for all. Mike says, where's Broadway and what happened to Sixth Sense? I don't know where Broadway is. And Sixth Sense got pissed off about something. I've said this before. I don't know where he is. I hope he's doing well. He got pissed off and left because people were posting. I don't remember if it was anti-Trump stuff or anti-Biden. Somebody was posting stuff. Oh, no, I think it was something to do with Hillary Clinton drinking adrenochrome. But people were posting some nutty stuff in the Discord. And I said, if you feel that strongly about it, Sixth Sense, just delete it, you know? And I don't know what happened. He just got pissed off and he left in a huff. And he hasn't been back since. I don't know where he is. I don't know. You know, he disappeared. He blocked everybody related to the show on Twitter, from what I hear, including me. And I don't know what happened to him. But the problem was that I don't know what he wants me to do because there's thousands of posts in the Discord a day sometimes. I can't possibly moderate all the posts or fact check all the posts. And he got pissed off and took his marbles and went home. And good for him. You know, if you felt that strongly about something that somebody posted in the live or in the Discord server that he disagreed with. But the problem that I had with him doing that is he didn't give me any means to resolve whatever upset him. He just left. You got to at least give me an opportunity. Like, what do you want me? And I asked him, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to, you know, moderate thousands of posts a day? I can't do that. Do you want me to tell you, go ahead and delete anything you disagree with? I can't do that because, and that, by the way, that Discord is drama-rama sometimes. You know, people get pissed off because people post anti-left things and they leave. They get mad at me and they leave. Or people get pissed off because people post anti-Trump or anti-right things. They get pissed off at me for allowing that and they leave. But people have to understand that, first of all, my show is not about politics. I could care less about political posts and which criminal is the lesser of the two criminals. And by the way, I think both sets of memes are funny. I laugh at anti-Trump memes and I laugh at anti-Biden memes. I think they're all funny. And I don't want to tell people what they can or can't post. We have a free speech zone, so it is what it is. But I would highly encourage people to please do me a favor and don't post those things in our Discord. Go to some place that shows Discord that talks about politics and post those things, because it just creates division and people get angry at me and I'm supposed to step in and mediate disputes because this person didn't like what this person said. And I honestly, I just don't have time for it. If you haven't seen the video, yes, I have. Hot Crazy Matrix here on YouTube. I highly recommend it. I agree with you, Clemon. It is hilariously true. It is. Yeah, Louise says the left and the right are always wrong. And Janet Malibu, great profile picture. You look like a girl from the 60s, like a hippie girl from the 60s. Great picture. Says left wing, right wing, same bird. I say that often, right? I don't know who was banned, Dank. I don't know anything about it. But I'll look into it after the show. People shouldn't be banned before they even post anything. 54% of senators have a law degree. What would we expect? Yeah, and you know that old saying, what do you call 50 lawyers drowned at the bottom of the ocean? A good start. You know where to send the hate mail. That's a terrible joke, but I used to have a lawyer friend, and so I would collect bad lawyer jokes, right? Okay. Amy Collins is talking about psychics again, says the good ones are often so busy by reputation they do not even need to advertise to have a full day. Yeah, well, that's interesting. And maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. All right, Dank. I think maybe that's because of you were accusing people and threatening people in the live chat recently. Remember that? So maybe somebody preemptively deleted you because of threatening people in our live chat. You can't. Maybe they thought you were threatening people in the Discord, But if you promise me you're not going to do that, I will look into it and certainly allow you there. But you can't do things like threaten people in the live chat or in the Discord. There's a few things that are off limits, and that's one of them. Truthseekers, who has the moderator privileges on your Discord? You may have a sleeper agent. No, I think then why not ban in chat? I don't know. I guess because you haven't done anything worthy of banning. Look, people act like I have a staff of 20 people here helping with the show. We have a couple of volunteers that kindly, and generously donate their time. And I'm not always informed. I trust the people like Mr. Ian and B. Baker and a few others and Spooky to do the right thing, whatever is in the best interest of the show. Sometimes people make decisions. They don't inform me or whatever, Oh, you're right. I do remember now. B. Baker says, I discussed it with Stephen based on your earlier behavior chat. He was aware of the situation before us talking and he agreed. All right. Well, then listen, here's what I'll say. He can come he can come in the Discord, but not if he's going to threaten anybody. So we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. And that's, yeah. And B. Baker is right. You created a new account. We banned the earlier one. Why are we having, look, this is nonsense. You threatened people in the live chat in an earlier show. So we deleted or banned your earlier account. You made a new account to come into this live chat now. We have the chat log. We can show you threatening people in a previous live chat. And again, the one thing we ask is don't threaten people. Please, no personal insults. Be respectful of everybody in the live chat. Yeah, I don't have time for this. Eyes wide shut is right. Send me the hate mail, Bank, right? But here's what you can do. You can Zoom call me and talk to me in person, and then I will let you in the Discord. All you have to do is a Zoom call with me. I'll talk to you, and we'll agree that you won't do those things that are bannable, and then I will gladly let you in the live chat. But until you do that, sorry, can't help you. Luis says infighting is rife tonight. Is that guy dead or something? I've never experienced this in chat as it is tonight. I don't know. Yeah, it was pretty lively chat tonight, wasn't it, Louise Robinson? And by the way, it's always good to see you. What a great profile picture you have there. Yeah. I don't support Zoom. Well, then you can voice call me and then we'll do it. It doesn't have to be Zoom. I just want to know who I'm talking to and who I'm letting in the Discord that previously threatened users of the live chat. And if you're a real person and you apologize for that, then we're good and we're good going forward. I don't get the psychic hemorrhoids. Could you resend them, please? They will be returning thricefold. I'll send you the message. I would prefer you on video. What do you mean you don't support that? Every laptop in existence has a built-in camera now. iMac, Android tablet, all of them can do Zoom. You know, obviously we've got a problem with fake people. I don't like fake people, right? Or people who are pretending to be somebody else. Surrealism is not just art, political movement, and religion. Yeah, you might be right about that. Great is right. Yeah. And I'm going to check in with something if I can. I'm going to go over and view a couple of the streams and check. All right. Looks like everything is healthy. Everything looks to be working. So our distribution system, broadcasting simultaneously tonight to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Odyssey, and Rumble is all working. I'm glad to hear that, right? Mr. Ian, I'm guessing that Dank managed to read that. Yeah, and I wanted to ask you people in the live chat, should we do a show on Thanksgiving night? I'm probably okay with that because I'll have to ask my wife, but I think we'll probably eat early, like 2 or 3 in the afternoon or 4 maybe. So I'll have plenty of time to take a nap and digest from the Thanksgiving feast that my wife is sure to prepare. And maybe we'll do a panel show, right? Should have got my email. Nope, didn't. You can send it to me on Facebook or you can send it to me at truthseekershow@gmail.com. I don't know what's going on. People tell me all the time, I sent you an email, and then I look and I didn't get it. Nope. I'll check in my spam folder as well. Sometimes stuff gets caught in there. Oh, I did get it. It's in my spam. I'll report you as not spam, and then we should thank you for that. Yeah, I can't share that on the show. But thank you for that, Mike. I appreciate it, right? Yes. It says do it, Stephen. Do you mean the panel show? Yeah. I'd be happy to do that. And app 3X here says turkey coma is all around. Yeah, we can all be in a turkey coma and do a panel discussion, right? I think that's a good idea. Eyes Wide Open says, ain't nobody got time for BS. Yeah, listen, the problem is becoming, it's one of those be careful what you wish for. People have to understand that I am getting slammed with messages every day. And I really do. I do always try to get through them all and read them. But you also have to remember that some people are sending me 10-page messages about like some experience they had or telling me their life story. And I try to read it all, but I'm losing a lot of things because I can't keep up. And I apologize if I miss your message. People know to just send it again. If it's important, I'll see it on the second go round, hopefully. Jimbo says Thanksgiving show would be very cool. Yeah, we're going to do it. We'll do 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but we might push that back to 10. It depends if I eat too late. I need time to recover, so we might push it back to 10 p.m. or something like that, right? My flock is here based show, right? I feel self-conscious now. Time to change my profile picture. Who said you should change it? I like your profile picture. You should leave it. It's a good picture. You look happy in that picture. And the best pictures are pictures you look happy in, right? It's that wonderful captured moment of a smile and a happy moment. That's the best kind of pictures, right? Those are the very best kind of pictures, right? And Louise says it was summer. Yeah, well, summer makes me happy. You know what doesn't make me happy? Winter. I can't stand it. I went outside today and was just angry. I just got angry just going outside. I'm like, I'm going out in this weather is terrible, and I was in a bad mood instantly because it was cold, and then my children have half days, and for some reason, the people at the school can't tell you when the bus will come on half days. They have no idea. I know when the children get out, so I have to go to the bus stop when the children get out, just in case they load those kids up fast and they're there at 5 minutes after they get out. I'm worried that I'm going to miss my son, and he's a little guy. So I'm standing outside in the freezing cold for 20, 25 minutes on these half days. I hate it. And I hate winter, especially when I have to stand outside for 25 minutes or a half hour, right? Dank says, I sent it. If I get a robocall swarmed, I don't share anybody's number with anybody. I'll name my firstborn after someone else, right? All right. Yeah. Oh, Bob's able to type again. Please don't flood. Yeah. Amy Collins says, too many of my pictures just look like passport photos. Yeah, I have the same problem. You should see my driver's license. I look like all beat up and homeless in it. I don't remember what happened, but I think maybe I had just come home from the cabin and I forgot to shave and everything. And then the next day I just woke up and rushed to the DMV to renew my license, and I look homeless, right? Louise Robinson says, was a good day and I looked 10 years younger, so I used that picture. Yeah, a lot of people use those pictures, right? And Louise says, I love the summer. App3X here says, I just joined Discord. Thanks, Mysterion. Yes, and now is a good time to remind everybody that you too can, if you like these live chats that we have here, you are most welcome. And people expressed to me some time ago, like, hey, I wish there was a place we could all chat all the time. And so we started this Discord server, and it's great. A bunch of people from the show and like-minded people interested in these strange and esoteric topics. And there's all different categories for posting in, and you can go there and chat with like-minded weirdos. I'm one of those weirdos. I'm in there every day. You can go there and chat 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There's always somebody in there having an interesting conversation. And we've begun doing voice chats and video chats there as well. You are most welcome. One of the chat room moderators is sure to drop the link to the Discord, and you are invited. Come and hang out in our Discord. It's you are most welcome. Patty told the DMV, I didn't like my picture and I wanted a redo. They'll usually redo it if you don't like it. I always feel awkward and just take whatever the first one is. I'm like, yeah, it's fine. I don't care. Just hurry up. Eyes wide open. I think you look like Neo from The Matrix. Yeah, I'm told that. And also John Wick, as people have said. And I get Grandma's Boy, and I get, let me see, Kylo Ren a lot, right? Yeah. And these are all people that are rich movie stars or TV stars, so I'm okay with that, right? Mr. Ian says, we're in the Discord now. We're double chatting. Yeah, there you go. Bob is our chat mascot. Yes. Oh, God. Is he in the Discord? Patty, the DMV here takes black and white photos. They don't want to smile, and they had me with my chin in my chest. It was awful. Well, any trip to the DMV usually is. Mike says, as a pigeon, you look happy. Okay, if you say so. So And once again, we're rolling up here on 3 hours. Somehow our former 2-hour show has been turning into a 3-hour show. But I kind of enjoy doing the longer show because sometimes we're going to miss the Friday show, and I would like to do 5 shows a week. But if we were to do 4 and they were all 3 hours instead of 2 hours, we kind of did same amount of content, right? And sometimes it's too hard to jam everything into 2 hours, right? Chris Moe is here and says the UFO circus is a perpetuum mobile. Yeah. Mr. Ian says he came here from the past. Time traveler. Hey, Mr. Ian, where's our new thing? Did you get it to work? Let me know. I'm so excited. Mr. Ian is working on a fun special project for our show here. And I believe in him. He can do it, right? And it's going to be a pretty cool addition to the show. Yeah, right now, the show's, we were doing much better earlier when I was actually doing tonight's presentation. And you know, that's okay, but some people know after the presentation ends that it's live chat time and they're not interested in that, so they bounce out. And I'm okay with that too, because I do that myself. You know, everybody's got such limited time that sometimes they have to time manage, right? Like, okay, the information that he's sharing is done for tonight and the rest is talking to the live chat, right? Send me some of your music. TruthSeekersShow@gmail.com. App3X says, oh, Stephen, I make music as well. I'd love to collab sometime. Yeah, I listen to everybody's stuff, especially indie people. The show was off the air, but the chat was still going with 66 last night. That's weird. Really? It might have something to do with this new distribution network. Maybe it doesn't drop the live show and the chat stays available for a while or something like that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that's about. Jimbo is here and says, going to try to get a video call with you and LIB in the next 72 hours. I'd like to donate to Cabin's work. Hopefully we'll talk. Yes, absolutely. Sure. Mr. Ian asking, does anyone in chat use VR? I would like you to watch. Would you like to watch Truth Seekers in a private VR discussion room with a personalized avatar up to 16 other people? We can do that. Yeah, that's what we're planning. We're planning on a VR room for Truth Seekers, and Mr. Ian's going to make it work, right? You're going to make it work, right? Use your magic techno boomstick, Mr. Ian. Make it work. Eyes Wide Open says, I live for the interaction. It's great to get questions answered when they arise. Yeah. Sandy Smith, welcome member, Sandy Smith, and thank you so much for being a member. Says, don't time Bob Perkins out. He is the chat mascot. Okay, if you say so, right? Okay, Amy Collins says it took a minute or so before it switched to the next video on autoplay. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, sometimes there's little hiccups, right? You got some extra chat time, I guess. It wanted you to get chat time, right? Yeah, send me your SoundCloud. I'll give you my email address. It's TruthSeekerShow, one TruthSeeker, and then the word show, all one word, @gmail.com. Put that here. Yeah, send me your SoundCloud. I'm always looking for new stuff to listen to. So it's TruthSeekerShow, one TruthSeeker, and then the word show, TruthSeekerShow @gmail.com. And by the way, now's a good time to remind everybody, the best way to keep up with our show here is to follow me on Twitter. It's @Stephen Cambion, just my name that you see up here on the screen, @Stephen Cambion on Twitter. And interestingly, I have been stuck at the same followers. And you know what's funny is I see you get those notices like this person followed you, this person followed you, this person followed you, right? And I go, I don't understand why my follower number doesn't really go up. All right, well, right now I'm at just under 5,000, but I sure would like to get the extra 20 to get to the 5,000. So please do find me on Twitter. It's at Stephen Cambion. That's the best way to keep up with the show and know what's going on with the show. I would love you to follow me on Twitter, right? Pragmagic is here and wants people to listen to his butt rumble. We're on Rumble now. We're live streaming Pragmagic on Rumble right now. But I don't think that's what you're talking about, right? Patty Wilhelm says, this chat has many funny, kind people. They just don't want to leave. Yeah, I agree with you, right? Mike says, I have an 8-man tent to accompany the build site. I have a big tent that we're going to put up there as well. And Mr. Ian talking about our new VR chat room and Hangout says, I've been running tests today. I have a Matrix-style couch in an endless white room with a huge video screen and freestanding wooden bar. It's going to be epic. Send me a screenshot if you can of just the room. I would really like to see it. I can't wait. We're going to have a VR Truthseekers room. That's cool. And thank you so much, Mr. Ian. This is all his idea. I just heard his idea and said, do it, do it, do it now, do it. My Flock is Everywhere says, hi, Pragmagic Brother. Loved your last video. I didn't see his last video. He should send it to me. Instead of watching Pragmagic's video, I was watching some guy on Fiverr's video. That's an inside joke. Only he knows the joke, though. I want to recreate Steven's cabin in VR, so I'll coordinate with him for scans, etc. Yeah, that'd be awesome. And then I could go there even when I was here in the city. That would be fun, right? And we're like, God damn it, I need some cabin time. And just put the headset on and go to the cabin. That would be amazing. You could do that just from pictures? I bet you could, right? Yeah, so we are just over 3 hours, and Pragmagic just came in at the end, but that's good. Happy to see him. Someday we have to catch up there, Pragmagic. Haven't talked to you in quite a long time. Lots going on. So I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us. I want to thank our very kind chat room moderators for helping and keeping things civil in the live chat. I want to thank all our live chats participants. I want to thank our kind and generous benefactors, you Patreon supporters, you channel members, you super chatters, super stickers, super thanks people, and PayPal and Cash App pledgers for helping to keep the show going. I truly appreciate all the support that we receive. Everybody is so kind to throw a couple of bucks in our hat here and keep us doing this good work. Until next time, friends, which will be tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And please do remember to like, comment, and subscribe on your way out. If you're not already subscribed, hit the notification bell. Our next live show tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I can't tell you enough how much I can't wait to do tomorrow night's show. Got some special surprises for you. Hope you'll be here 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow night. So that's all we got for you, friends. Until next time, my name is Stephen Cambion. Good night, and God bless all of you.
Truthseekers is a viewer-supported show. Wonderful people like you who enjoy this show send pledges in the form of super chats, super stickers, super thanks, PayPal, or Cash App. Instructions for how to help are in the description. You can also join our Patreon, and for as little as $1 a month you can get extra content. Patreon supporters get a backstage pass, early access to all our production videos before they are distributed publicly, Stephen Campion's music, private writings, a monthly show journal, and more. You can also become a YouTube channel member for $5 a month. A YouTube membership includes all of the Patreon benefits, plus a special members badge, priority reply to video comments, and the live chat, plus a monthly members-only video. We thank you all, kind and generous benefactors, for supporting Truth Seekers. Thank you for your generosity and support.